Testing 1, 2. Can y'all hear us now?
Tell me if y'all can hear us. I just put in the chat that I can see y'all. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, I hear the playback right now.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, we're okay. We're good now. Sorry about that.
I just got a text from my little brother. He said, "Hi, Mark. I'm watching." Hey, Caleb.
Yeah. All right. So audio should be good. Sorry for being a little late because for some reason OBS be tripping.
Tripping.
I was before recording today or going live now. I mean, throughout the week, I've been checking it over and over, making sure everything's good, and everything was. But today, for some reason, I don't know. It just messed. So we're just working what we got right now. Luckily, we're here now.
Do y'all take callers? I mean, maybe later in the podcast we can call a couple people.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out in my end.
Thank you for Christina saying we're slaying right now. I do appreciate it. I just got another text. Julian, my little cousin, he's watching. Hi, Julian.
Shout out.
He told me to shout him out.
Big ups.
He told me to shout him out.
You know the rules. Have you seen that guy?
I have not.
He's this guy, I think, on TikTok. His name Bevo. Shout out Bevo. Big ups.
Oh, yeah. The guy who swallows really weird. Yes, dude.
I love that.
Chris at work. Chris is actually watching right now. What's up, Chris? Chris told me that he actually went to the doctor.
Yeah.
Because of that. Because of that little mouth swallow thing he's got.
Yeah, I saw him and did a little thing, and yeah, he talked about that, and that's why he does.
Yeah.
That's why he's the way he is. But he's funny. He's hilarious. I love him.
Yeah.
I love him. But yeah, big ups.
Big ups.
That's what he says.
Oh, is that what he says?
Yeah.
Caleb, I did already shout you out, but there's your shout out.
The pastor's watching. Oh
No way, we have
man.
the pastor.
Shout out.
Shout out to our
Shout out-
pastor,
shout out to
Reggie.
pastor. Mm-hmm.
That's my grandfather.
That's your grandpa.
Grandfather.
That's your grandpa.
Yeah,
my
that's
pastor.
grandpa.
Your grandpa.
Yeah, my pastor too, but also my grandpa.
Yes.
I get special treatment.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that. So proud of y'all. Thank you. That's your mom that said that.
Mom,
Your
hi.
your mother is.
I feel like I have
on-
all of the family watching me right now.
I
And we
know,
have
right?
Christina Roll watching you right now.
Yeah, I guess so. We got.
We have Beast Music in the chat. That's actually my partner in crime. That's
Beast
Alex
Music?
Lopez. That's my. I'll call him little cousin, but he's actually not a.
Little big cousin.
I just want to let you know I'm getting texts from a lot of people saying that everybody at church right now is watching. So we've got.
Nice. Well, let them know to watch in their individual phones so we can get the views.
Miren todos, si ustedes están viendo ahorita, queremos que vayan en sus teléfonos y que Caleb, Elmer, Ana les den el link para que nos puedan ver. Si ustedes quieran.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, mi español no es muy bueno. I do apologize for my absolute horrendous Spanish.
I know,
but,
right? You should be ashamed.
I am.
I mean,
am.
I have no right to talk. Otherwise. But anyways, so going back to what we were talking about in the beginning,
Yeah.
we decided to do a podcast.
We did. I hope my boss isn't watching this, my dad, but we've gone days at work just talking in the back about a bunch of random stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of everything, we talk about music because
Yeah.
we're both musicians. We talked about stuff that's going on in the world today, just stuff like that. And I think I made a joke that I was like, dude, this could be a podcast. And like 2 days later,
I went up to him and was like, hey, like, are you serious? Like, do you want to do one? And then, he said, yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, let's do it.
yeah,
Because the idea wasn't new to me. Like, it's been because I watch a lot of podcasts or watch to a lot of podcasts. And I think they're pretty interesting in a sense of like just them talking and everything and like getting their opinion. And I'm thinking like there's moments where I'm like, oh man, like they, I want to give my opinion, but but then I'm like, well, maybe I should do a podcast. And so the first thing that I did actually was start streaming on Twitch. And I kind of like to put myself out there because the main reason though is because I'm a producer and I wanted to let people know kind of my personality and like my face, because on social media I don't really post my face or myself or anything. And so that's kind of what I started doing. But then I kind of faded away from that. I might do it here and there, but not so often. But then, like the idea of like the podcast was still in the back of my mind. And then whenever we would talk, a couple months. And then when you mentioned that, I'm like, well, actually we could do that. Because I'm like, and we could talk about like on and on for
and
stuff.
a little bit of
everything,
everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could. And we're going to, we're going to have, so for anybody who doesn't know us, I feel like our oh my gosh, the voice crack is crazy. I feel like everybody in the chat does know who we are, but for future viewers or people who don't really know who we are.
Yes.
That's Jose.
Yes, I am.
And I'm Mark. And
yes, he is.
Yes, I am. Green eggs and ham. Sorry.
No, yeah.
A little bit about yourself, Jose. Go ahead and give us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, the introductions.
The intros.
Where should we begin? Or where should we start? Well, I guess one of the main things that I guess I could say or introduce myself, I guess would be I'm a music producer. Music has been a major thing in my life. I feel like ever since I was young, and I knew I wanted to do something with music from when I was when middle school, when I started in the band, and then just going through band and everything. I've grown to love it more and more. repertoire of like music that I listen to, the genres and everything changed too. Like I started getting into more and more because used to when I was younger, honestly, I wasn't really into like listening to music. I would just listen to music on the radio or whatever my dad would, put on or whatever.
Shout out Jose's dad.
Oh yes, shout out. Big ups.
Big ups.
He made me. Nah,
For kids watching, we're not going to talk about how that.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, music was not knowingly like music was a big part of my life because my dad also. I feel like one of his dreams, honestly, was to be like a musician or play something. Yeah. And so yeah, he would play a lot of music and everything. Just a lot of Mexican music, cumbias, norteñas, all that type. But obviously, I feel like a lot of people can relate to, like, especially like Mexican American kids. That in the sense of like when your parents would play that music, you didn't like it, like because at the time I didn't really understand what was going on. It was just noise to me. But as you grow up, you finally listen to that music. I've seen like those like reels and stuff that like Mexican American kids like they used to not like it and now that's their life or like that's their like living like because it's like it's just like most of the time it's like a lot of cumbias or norteñas just talks about like love, like love stories and everything, and also just being your feels.
Man. I just saw one of our people. They called you the Mexican Kenny G. Oh, for those who don't know, he's also a saxophone player.
Yes, and that's what I played in band. I played saxophone, alto saxophone. That was my main instrument. And I know. So if you're noticing, we're going off in tangents and everything. But I mean, hey, we got to fill in the time.
We do.
But when I was in band and when I first when you go from beginner band, you get to choose your instrument. They give you 3 options. I picked, but the main one I wanted to play was saxophone, just because whenever the way they would like recruit you is the high school band would come and they would play like some songs and everything. And one time the jazz band came, and that's when I fell in love like with jazz pretty much. And like the saxophone was the main like solo instrument and everything. And I'm like, I want to do that. And so, I got it and everything. And when I went to beginner band, I was like, we're going to play jazz. Nope.
No, not at all.
We did not play jazz. It was just classical concert music, just basic notes and everything, which, I mean, I held in. Like, I was like, in the end, I turned out to, love it and everything. And, I'll learn from there. But anyways, moving forward, like I said, in high school, I really did want to do something with music. Especially when I graduated and go to college, because obviously, what are you going to do? What major and everything? Yeah. And I knew I wanted to do music, but not the typical, like, because what they would put you in, like, they would want you to be either like a band director or a performer, a composer, that kind of like majoring. But I wanted to do something different. And then there was one university that was doing sound recording technology, and so I went to that avenue. I went through that avenue and everything. What's going on, Chet?
You see, you like jazz. Thank you, little Chris, for that.
I love that. I love that. Yeah,
you like jazz.
But yeah, and so I went. So I applied, and I got accepted and went for a year.
And if you could state the college you attended.
Oh yeah, SFA, Stephen F. Austin. Over in Nacogdoches, Texas.
Nice, man.
But let's see, where was I? Yeah, and so I attended that for a year. Unfortunately, because of financial reasons, had to drop out. But that kind of music bug was still in me. I was still interested in recording and everything, or just doing music. But for a little bit, I didn't really touch it at all. I didn't really do anything with music until like a few years later. Like a couple of years later, when I guess when I started actually serving at our church. And I feel like the church kind of got me back into music in that sense. And I was kind of waiting for the opportunity, honestly, because when we first started going to the church, to y'all's church and everything. I feel like like I wanted to do something there. Like I'm like, because I saw the worship group and everything, which is y'all's group. You know, you're part of that group.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that, you know, later.
Yeah,
we'll get to that. We'll get to
it. We'll get to it.
But when I saw y'all, like that kind of like interested me more, a little bit more. I don't know. And then I would look back behind where y'all have the soundboard, the media guys, and I'm thinking, oh man, like, and it's funny, like I don't know if I told you this, but it's funny. Like there's moments where I'm like, man, I really want them to like ask me or ask somebody like, hey, can y'all like who can help and everything, because I'm like, man, I hope they ask me because I know a little bit about about recording or like microphones and all that. I know a little bit of that. Maybe I could show them. But no, I mean that never really happened, and I never really was outspoken guy. And then again, a few years later from that, so I guess give you a kind of a timeline. We started going to church around 2012, kind of in and out and everything. I was still in high school by then. I graduated 2014, and then went to college. I think 2016. That's when I dropped out. And then around there, that's where we started going more in church and everything. But again, like I would like kind of in the back of my mind be like, man, I wish they could just say something and I can go up and like just show off, like. But I mean, obviously, like that's not. I'd learned real fast, like that's not really what it's for, in the church, like when it comes to that kind of stuff. And so, I think really when I started working with your dad. That's when I really got involved, which was around the end of 2018. The end of 2018, I started working with your dad, and along with your dad was another one of our friends, Mr. Irvin.
Irvin Montalvo,
Shout out. He was working there too, and got to know him too a lot more. And he went to, obviously he goes to same church and everything. And we started talking a lot. We had a lot in common. And then I think it was a few months later, he decided to start the youth ministry at our church.
He did.
And so he had asked me, to kind of to join, like to, hey, you want to come by and join? And I was kind of on the fence because I was like, I wasn't still really involved in the church yet. But I came around and I guess I went to the second or third youth group meeting, and so I say that because I think one time in work, he had mentioned, or actually I mentioned to him that, hey, what do you think about doing a youth group, music group, a worship group, a worship group, because during the meetings, they would sing some songs and everything, and I think one like you were there and you played guitar.
I played the guitar a couple times.
Yeah, and then one of our other friends, he would play guitar and everything, and then they would be singing and all. And so I'm like thinking, man, these guys are pretty talented, and and then I don't know. I just asked Irvin, hey, like, would you mind, or what do you think about doing a youth worship group? And he like, yeah, that'd be good. And then I just put myself out there like, hey, do you think I could, lead it?
Yeah.
And so, I got more involved into the church, and we're still going strong. I think 5 years, like now, like the 5.5 years, the youth, the worship group, Astaki.
That's the band that Jose actually started in. And I feel like the whole, I wish they would come ask me at the beginning. I kind of see that you and Irvin kind of came together. Y'all started, but kind of took over the youth. I feel like that's all God's timing right there.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Always think. So I'm a kind of guy that thinks about. I look back. I like to look back a lot in my life, in a way of like not necessarily reminiscing or like regretting. No, it's more like, man, look at what God did.
Yeah.
Look at what He did in my life. Because it could have gone way different if I actually stayed in college and finished that degree and everything. I don't think we would be here at this moment. We've got to know each other.
Yeah.
Or even I would get to know the church. Honestly, or the guys in the church. Maybe in the, we could have said hey or hi, not like be actually like friends, you know, be
Yeah.
friends. So yeah, no, definitely like it. Yeah, give it all to that to God, God's
glory
timing.
to him.
Oh yeah,
Glory to him.
and so Pastor Jose.
Yes, let's go, Alex.
So yeah, OZA music that came around 2019.
20. Yeah, that was kind of recently, I thought.
Yeah, it was funny. Shout out to my cousin, because he's the reason why I became a music producer, and realized that's what I want to do with music, music production.
Yeah.
That's kind of my goal or dream. And so I said my cousin because at the time my cousin, I think 2019, my cousin wanted to be a rapper, and so he asked me for some help with a recording, because he knew, I kind of knew a little bit about that stuff, and so I was like, oh sure, I'll help you out, and then I kind of showed him like all the stuff that I used or we used, music programs. One of them was Pro Tools. For y'all that don't know, like Pro Tools is a DAW. Was it
digital audio workstation?
Yeah, and so it's a program in like your computer that you can pull up and record music and everything. And so I told him about that, but at the time, I mean, even still, it's expensive.
It is.
It is. I mean, there was a free version, but it was limited, and so we kind of left it at that. Like a few weeks later, he's the type of guy, like my cousin's type of guy. He'll like when he's set on something, he'll like research it and like
go
try
off.
to like and he wants to try. He just wants to try it.
Of course.
And so after that, like I think a week later, we got together again because he really wanted me to be like helping him out a lot with it.
Yeah.
And so he told me about FL Studio, and that's another DAW. And I was like, I don't know, because I'm just used to Pro Tools because that's what I learned at school. But then he told me, no, this is what like the rappers use and everything, the producers and all they use to make their beats, And then I was like, okay, I'll look into it. And so I did. I looked up, YouTube and looked up videos of it, and I noticed like how smooth, like, and easy it looked, and it looked kind of like a video game in a sense because of how like the I guess the windows looked and everything of the program. And so I decided to get it. And I mean, as with everything new, it takes time to learn and everything. And so good old YouTube University, look that up and everything, and learn myself on FL Studio. And just looked up YouTube videos, tutorials and everything, and little by little became a beat maker. And so I stuck with it. Unfortunately, my cousin, he stopped. Stopped being a rapper or wanting to be a rapper. I think it was like a few months, and then he was like, "Nah, I'm not for me." He just wanted to try something. So big ups on him.
Yeah.
And so I got into production that way, and like just making beats. And in the beginning, it was just making beats on my old laptop. I had an old HP laptop, and I'll make beats on that. And then I think 2019. It was funny because the beginning of 2019, I went all out to get, and in a sense of like I built my own computer, my own PC, just because I needed a computer. Because at the time we didn't have a computer or anything. I built my own PC, and my cousin, he helped me build the PC. Again, he's very like smart and all that stuff. Like he'll find a way. He'll find a way to do it. And so he helped me build it and everything. I bought my first interface to Scarlett, which is what we're using right now for the microphones.
Shout out Focusrite. Sponsor us.
Oh yeah, sponsor.
We would love it.
Love that. I would love that.
That's your sister, right?
Yeah,
there,
I know. I'm looking at chat, by the way.
Amazing Christina is.
She's all right.
I didn't say that, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I can say that. But anyways, I went all in, but I come to realize that my beats weren't as good. Obviously, I was just starting. But no, I see, again, with looking back, I see the progression now, like, because I listened to some of the old beats, and I'm like, man, it's crazy, like how they sound. And so I'm doing all this producing and everything now. And so I knew in my mind that, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, there has to be a purpose for this, like,
Yeah.
purpose of, like,
Yeah.
me using, being in the sense of, like, spreading the gospel, or, like, using this for the word. And it obviously is completely different than worship music. Obviously, it's because I'm kind of obviously now my favorite genre of production is like hip hop, rap, and all that, and that's what I make. And so, honestly, in the beginning, I didn't listen to Christian hip hop. I didn't know that was, well, I knew that was a thing, but to me at the beginning it just sounded corny.
Okay.
It sounded just cheesy. Like, honestly, it was like, it was just basic beats, and then like sometimes even like covers or something like that. And like, I'm like, this is weird. This is, I don't know. It wasn't hitting as hard.
Yeah.
And so that was like and even my mom, it was funny. My mom would like tell me, hey, listen, you got, trying to make me listen to like more Christian music. Hey, you know that there's music for everybody, like there's even like the hip hop stuff you like and everything. And I'm like, yeah, but it's it's not that good. And so, it was like that for a little bit, and I'm thinking, man, like, well, honestly, I didn't really plan on like working with anybody with my beats. I was just doing it for fun at the time. And then, so little by little, just going on Instagram and everything, I was following, I think one of our friends recommended me like some rappers, Christian rappers that he knew, and they sounded familiar because in high school, some of my friends also listened to these artists.
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't really think much of it. I was like, it's Christian artists. That's, corny.
Yeah.
But now, like, looking, like, now he, like, I was wrong. Well, I think it's because now it's a new generation of Christian rappers.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And so he recommended me a few, and so I followed them on Instagram just to kind of keep my ear, listening to see if anything catches on,
Yeah.
And so it did. Because one of the rappers was recommended was Lecrae, and he owns a record label called Reach Records, and I followed that page. And then, so when I was following that page, one of the artists popped up that they had, and his name was What Up RG, and it was funny because it was promoting, or kind of like, I guess, shouting out, or like kind of an anniversary post of one of his projects that he did, and the instrumental for it like just caught my ear, and I was like, whoa, what is this? I gotta hear it. And so I went to Apple Music and I looked it up, and I was like, and I listened through it, and I'm like, man, like, if this is the new generation Christian hip hop, then like,
I'm in it. You were in it.
I'm in it. So I'm like, yeah. Well, actually, I have a box of records.
Pulling up the record collection for you guys.
I actually got it on LP, or on a record. Let's see. Try to pull. Here it is. I don't know if y'all can see it.
Yeah, dude, that's a lit cover.
Yeah,
I really like it.
And then the songs on the back.
Yeah,
I don't know if y'all can see it, but there it is. But yeah, the cover, it's him, his brother, and his mom in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the songs on here, well, is the song that they're promoting was called 4 a.m. And that one really hit home, because that's really part of my testimony, mine and my family's testimony. And on top of like it being like a Christian artist, but also the message of that song 4 a.m. really, like, I was like, man, this like he's speaking to me. Like, it's like God sent this song to me. It's
the message that God was putting through him to you. Yeah.
And so it's crazy because, like, when I heard it, like, I was like, well, what's he talking about? And then he goes into the verses and everything, and it was a catchy beat, catchy hook. And then when he went to his verse, he started talking about his dad, and that his dad was actually deported, and he was deported, and pretty much throughout the song is like his struggle of like him, being in church, and like the pastor telling them like it's gonna be all right and everything.
Yeah.
But how could he say that, because he doesn't know how I'm feeling, and then also how his mother felt during that time, her trying to put a brave face on, and he, she's actually struggling too.
Yeah.
And so that really hit home, because that was a similar situation I had and my siblings had. So yeah, and that got me into it. That got me into him. Like, I became big fan.
Big fan.
Number one fan.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I can go on and on, but I could say that's where it started, like, me loving CHH and actually, like, listening to it and getting into it and realizing, hey, maybe I can work with one of these people, and help. And so I did. I did recently. I think. I'd say 2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I started working with 2 artists actually, and so I have projects out right now that I produced. One of them is with Cyrus Sonata. Shout out. Did a single with them called Ivy. And that was it was the first track that was released, produced by me, but the first person actually like I contacted and tried to reach out was a female artist called Adamaris. And I've done 2 projects with her, 2 EPs,
and they're good, guys. Y'all can go check them out.
And so shout out to her, because she was, like I said, she was the first one that I reached out to, and she gave me a chance. She gave me because I reached out to a lot of artists. I mean, not saying like they're like they're bad people or like ignoring me or whatever. Yeah. I know everybody's busy. Like I understand. I understand the game. I get it. And so she was the first one that actually said, yeah, let's work. Let's do something. Send me some beats. Yeah. And so I did, and yeah, she liked them. She liked all of them. And so yeah, the first EP I did with her was Heaven's Gate, and then we did an EP recently called New Beginnings. And so yeah, all the tracks I did, I produced, mixed, mastered. And so yeah, she gave me the chance to even mix master all of it. I didn't even expect that. I just wanted to. Honestly, I asked her if I could mix and master one track, but then after that, she was like, "You can do the rest." I'm like,
"Go ahead and do 'em."
Like, okay, I'll do it. So yeah, so that's kind of my introduction or my thing as of now. Obviously, I'm still working on other stuff, but we can go talk about that later and everything. So, but who are you, Mark? Who is Mark DeLeon? I'm sorry if you didn't want your last name.
Nah, you're good. You're good. It's on the Instagram on our pages. Well, he just said it. My name is Mark. I've got I'm the drummer at our church that we actually attend together. That's kind of where we met. But I'm a drummer. As a child, I was but introduced to music at a very, very early age with Elmer, Clara, Naomi, my mom. Shout out the best parents, the best aunties.
We're just shouting out everybody here.
We're going to shout out everybody that we know. With them, they introduced us to music very early on. And actually, they're the original OGs of Grupo Venecer, which is actually the band that me and my cousin Beast Music, he's actually in the chat. Mm-hmm. Thank you. He said the best drummer. Thank you. Me vas a hacer llorar.
You're okay drummer.
I'm an okay drummer, but for real, from the beginning, my dad, he showed me a lot of bands when I was young. He showed me from norteñas to cumbias, like you said, to rock music to oldies, new stuff on the charts. And my dad has always been someone he's the one that got me into music, was my dad. Because when he was young, he picked up the bass. He's our guitarist, but he's actually started with the bass. Yeah. And literally, he from there started teaching people that had come from Mexico, and they started becoming a band. And with him, his sisters, Clara and Naomi, they're the best singers in Shreveport. Shout out to them. And from there, they started Grupo Venecer, and they went to a bunch of places, going to minister, with my granddad, their father, being the pastor, and he's the pastor to our church. So from there, them being musicians and them getting us into music, now we go into music, which is me, Alex, and Caleb. We're the new additions to Grupo NSR. I'm the drummer, Alex is my bass player, and Caleb is now our keyboard / background vocal. He does it all. But
Really talented.
really talented. Oh yeah,
All of y'all are really talented.
I gotta give it to us. We love to do music, bro.
Yes.
At the studio that we just built, it's called the NSR Studios. If y'all wanna come and record an album with us, yeah, come on. But okay, let's start. Let's go with me now. When I was young, I really loved the drums, so my dad, they bought me an acoustic set. But when they realized this kid is just really, really loud, let's just give him an electric set. They bought me my electric set, had headphones on. I played to clicks. I played to old recordings of theirs. And so that kind of got me to love music. And then in middle school, which is actually what kind of similar to you, I started in the band. And I was like, I really want to play percussion. Since I was a drummer, I didn't really know anything else. I really, really wanted to play percussion. But my band teacher was like Krista Fanning. She was my first band teacher. I love you. I miss you. And I hope your life is going great. Shout out to her. She was amazing. She said, no, you are going to start learning the trombone. So that got me into the classical music, which is what I use when I'm in prayer, when I'm writing essays and kind of just doing stuff like that. She got me into the classical aspect, which is what we started off as in concert band.
Yes.
That's in school. You usually go through concert band and usually go, if you want to, go to jazz band, which I actually ended up doing my sophomore year. Dr. Thomas Stone, he was my high school band teacher, an incredible guy. He taught me a lot. But so yeah, I played in the band from 6th grade all the way to actually my first year in college as a freshman in college at Centenary College of Louisiana here in Shreveport. I played in the band throughout all of that, and that really got me into the classical aspect, and that got me to learn how to read sheet music. Yes. So reading sheet music, and my dad and aunts, they taught me how to learn by ear. Yeah. That kind of gave me an aspect of both.
Yeah. So just to kind of note that, I feel like that was very interesting to me also, because for me, I feel like you guys, which kind of picked it up and learned by ear, and just kind of, honestly, to me, like that's like natural talent. Well, for me, I feel like my talent was just more of like learning it. Yeah. But more of like the music theory kind of way, because that's how I was taught. I wasn't really taught like by ear or by chords or whatever. In beginner band, for everyone that knows, like you start off by reading, like learning music theory, which is reading notes, reading the staff paper, which is the music paper, the sheets that they give you. Yeah. And then so that was my kind of experience of learning, and it was weird to me kind of whenever we would do music sometimes, or like I would, or even with the youth that I work with, the worship group. Yeah. It's a different type of learning, or even teaching, because it's kind of hard for me to translate these music theory terms to them. Yeah. When all they understand is more of like a feeling. It's like a feeling. Yeah. So yeah.
So but yeah, so as Grupo Benecer, we were always brought up with cumbias and norteñas. We really loved a lot of those type bands. Grupo Judá, they were the norteña band that just really, really just hit for me and Alex when we were young. And so we were very much of a cumbia group. We did a lot of the Hispanic stuff. Yeah. We like to go out of the box. We like to do accordion, which is, you don't really see that. No. In our churches around here, or in any churches, really. We keep the accordion, we keep the bajo quinto. My dad plays it. Hermano Ole, shout out, our accordionist. He was actually the first drummer. He was one of the drummers I actually looked up to when I was young, just sitting in the first bench right there, just like, one day, that'll be me. You know what? So,
honestly, that when, like I said, when I first heard Grupo Benecer, we went to the church and everything, that threw me off guard, because I was like, whoa, like, this is Christian music? Like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, and I mean, mind you, like I didn't really listen to Christian music when I first started going to church or anything. So whenever I've heard y'all or just your parents and everything,
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, this is actually pretty cool. This is cool. This is cool. And like, I feel like everybody says this too sometimes when they're first introduced to the church and stuff, or just going to church. Like to me, honestly, when they played so good that I felt like a lot of the stuff that they played was their original, like their original stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was like a lot of covers, but you guys do, or your dad and your aunt
they wrote
songs. Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, we don't do much of the covers. We will, and I mean we still do to this day. We do play a couple covers, but yeah, everything we really play is original music written by my dad and my aunt. They surprised me, man. It's not like a surprise that I thought, no, but with the music that they used to come up with back in the day, like now you can get on YouTube and you can get a song and you can kind of make it your own and you can write yourself a song. Yeah. And people do it these days and they come up with incredible music. Yeah. But back in the day, they didn't have that kind of stuff. So
no.
With them being able to write music, find chords, then go on and teach it to people who really don't know music, they really just impress me. So now when they start bringing out old songs that they used to play and that they wrote before, me, Alex and Caleb, we kind of just sit there like, this is incredible. Yeah. This is really, really good. We really like this. And the cool thing about me, Alex, and Caleb is now we kind of grab that and we make it our own type deal. And so, yeah. So, yes. And coming back to covers, this topic, I hope it doesn't get me in trouble, but I used to hate contemporary Christian music. That was a genre of music that if you started putting it on, and it's not, I know it's for the Lord. Yeah. It's everything that we play is for the Lord. Everything that we do should be to gratify him. But that type of music, I just really wanted to just turn it off. Yeah. And that was just, I didn't like it. It was just something I really didn't want to listen to. But when I started listening to groups like Maverick City, Israel Houghton, Alex kind of brought those people to me. And that kind of completely changed. Because to me, they're more gospel contemporary Christian music.
They are.
It's not CCM, it's GCCM. Gospel contemporary Christian music. So hearing those chords and the passing chords and the ways that, and the chords that they go to instead of just like, the classic 4-5-1, where they'll go to like 7-6-1-5-4, then come back to the 1. And then actually in the verse, they'll go to that's what it clicked. And going to school for music, you come around these people, you learn around these people that start bringing you new music. And with them, they started bringing me the same thing, contemporary Christian music, because I played with a lot of pianists that come from church backgrounds. And those background people from church, they kind of learn the way we do, that I did. They started young, learning by ear, like having to learn hits like dun 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 dun, or okay, we're gonna do the 3, then the 4. You got to learn your scales. Yeah. So they started going by ear, and then became classically trained. Yeah. And there was this one pianist I'll never forget. I got to play my first time with him. Me and my dad do sound, so we'll go to churches around town or a couple hours away, and we'll put up sound systems. Yeah. But we used to have this friend, my dad's really good friend. He passed away a couple years ago. We really miss him. His name was Dwayne Taylor. That man could play. He brought gospel out, and he had a motto that always stuck with me. He said, "Anybody can be a musician, and anybody can sing, just right with the right teachers." Yes.
Yeah. That's and so come back. That what you just said there, that really resonates with me because that's my mindset too. So whenever we started the youth music ministry or music worship team, I kind of worked with like the guys that wanted to do it. Yeah, they started from zero. They did not know anything. I think maybe 1 or 2 of them knew a little bit piano, guitar, sang a little bit, but for the most part, everybody else, nothing. Yeah. And so I kind of work with that. And I had that mindset. And because the reason I had that mindset, though, is because of band, because of music, of school. Yeah. Because for me, for example, I didn't grow up like playing music or playing by ear or none of that. I learned it from scratch in a sense of like just from studying and practicing, repetition and all that.
Yeah.
And so that kind of got my mindset of like, well, if I can do it, I mean, anybody can do it. And yeah, I saw it like with all my other friends in band and everything. I feel like that they weren't as
Yeah.
smart as the average person,
Mm.
but they were able to play their instruments really well. And yeah, you could tell. I mean, obviously you could tell the more gifted, I would say, like the ones that came natural to them.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like for me, like I worked hard to get to the position I was when I played saxophone, and it all just stemmed from practicing, and that's all it takes. Yeah, just practice. Yeah, and yes, the right teacher too. Yeah,
the right teacher.
For sure. The right
definitely like a role model in your life. It doesn't have to be a teacher. It doesn't have to be a guardian. It can be like a parent. It can be a pastor. Just the right teacher can teach you the right things. And if they've been doing it for a while, they know how to really connect with you.
Yes.
Yeah, they can definitely teach you the right things.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, so I didn't really like contemporary Christian music.
Yeah,
it was never something that hit, right?
Yeah.
I was always, let's change it. Like, I would listen. I remember the first song I listened to was Oceans. And I was like, this would sound great as a cumbia. And I was like, we should do it as a cumbia, as a joke.
Yeah.
But now, with like I said, with the Maverick City music coming out, with Elevation Worship, that they have a bunch of nice songs out there.
Now they,
With Elevation, what are the younger ones? The Praise, Elevation.
Rhythm,
Elevation Rhythm, the younger people. Their music really started connecting. So now we started playing music like that with Alex and Caleb. They have started. So let me take a couple steps back here. Clara, my aunt, she's always been she leads worship. Mm-hmm. She's been our piano player. She's been the main piano player for a very long time. She leaded worship for the longest. But now they've let Caleb and Alex lead a couple songs. And Alex will play Wait on You by Maverick City. Mm-hmm. Clara sings Firm Foundation. But now Caleb sings Because of Who You Are. It's a new song that we threw out Sunday.
Okay.
We played it on Sunday. And
okay.
And so, Maverick City Música también. Their Spanish stuff is incredible.
Oh, yeah. They're great. Yeah, they're really great.
They're really great.
Very great.
And now that they're leading worship, we bring out new ideas. And Clara brought out La Bondad de Dios.
Mm.
And so...
Which I thought it was you guys that kind of brought that idea to them. And because I was there when y'all first practiced it. And because y'all wanted me to put the lyrics on the screens that we have at church. And so when y'all played it, I was like I think also that was kind of the first time ish, I guess. I'm not sure, but like y'all started going towards like more that type of music.
Yeah.
And so I was like kind of surprised because the youth they love the contemporary music. They love that stuff, and it's more modern, obviously, and everything. I mean, I like it too. It grew with me. It grew on me.
It did.
Kind of similar situation, but yeah, whenever y'all guys played that song, La Bondad de Dios, I was like, wait a minute, like are they actually playing this type of music? I was like, and then I was like, man, it sounds really good. I was like, dang, this is really good.
Yeah, man, and so when we started playing those kinds of songs, it made me happy that we didn't stick to one type of music. And of course we never did. I mean, like Hosanna, we play it in reggae.
Yeah, I play reggae.
We don't play it the regular putting back in the fact that we didn't really like contemporary Christian music to start off with. Yeah. So we would always do like the Christafari version of Hosanna or like and stuff like that.
Yeah. I really did notice that in the beginning, because in the beginning I thought it was, well, again, I didn't know much about Christian music like any other genre, except, I mean, at the time, like I just thought it was just cumbias or what y'all just did, cumbias norteñas, and like there was some reggae stuff y'all did. I guess some like ska stuff.
We did play ska,
like
yes,
kind of ska stuff, and then or kind of type genre, and so until like I put on the radio, like the Christian radio, my mom would want to put, and then like I'm like, so this is Christian music, and so I mean we listened to background and everything. It was nice and all, And so I did, and then so that kind of got me thinking. I did realize that a lot of what y'all would play, wouldn't y'all would try to stay away from that. I realized or saw.
And now, like I said, we're pushing towards it. We the kind of songs that we send each other now are slow praise songs that are more contemporary Christian music. So I love that as a group we have now progressed onto the modern times. Type to say.
Yeah, which I feel like it's that's just with growth. It's with growth.
Yeah.
It's. And same going back to that, like I feel like it is with like God's timing,
God's
it
timing
is God's timing, because
Yeah.
I feel like there were situations that, like, whatever it may be, that might have had y'all, or in that mindset of like, this is we're gonna make this just for and just because I want to, in the sense of just because I like it, and kind of forgetting the part about like, we're doing this for the Lord and everything. I mean, not to say that y'all weren't. It was more of like, because regardless, with everything y'all played in the up until now, I could firmly say that it is for the Lord. Y'all do it for the Lord. But I feel like there was that kind of maybe mental block in the sense of like wanting to accept, I guess, the more modern stuff.
Yeah.
Because even me, like whenever I would hear it, it was nice and all, but when you kind of look at who's singing and like who's like actually like, behind the mic and all, it's like, it's younger people, it's more younger people, and like it's different, we kind of like, I feel like as a church and everything, it is kind of, we are kind of timid to like change to the modern times, because we're afraid that it might change or we might lose the point of like the doctrine, the gospel and everything. Because we're so infatuated with like the trends or like the more modern stuff, and so
so speaking on that, we're a Baptist church, but we're a different type of Baptist, I would say. It's not the straight, just like, right, it's not just sitting there and just kind of
looking, no, for sure,
and it's not super quiet. No, ours. And I see more now, like you said, we're progressing, we're modernizing. I see more people coming in, raising hands, clapping, getting really into the music now, which before, I remember our congregation really, I'm not trying to out nobody, but our congregation really never, they were too scared. They're too scared to come out and praise and just really get into it. Maybe not go crazy. Like, stay in your seat. Type deal. Stay in your area.
We're not Pentecostal.
We're not doing Pente stuff, guys. But it's okay to raise your hands. It's okay to clap. It's okay to get into the music. And it wasn't even with contemporary Christian music. It was with a band that I realized is two bands, actually, that are the type of music we play, is Pepe Lopez, which is a rock band. And KOS, Cumbia of Saints, which is a very cumbia band. They're a very dance type of get out your seat, you want to dance type cumbia. And when I remember bringing Pepe Lopez, and we had them just rocking out the house, and everybody kind of just sat there looking at them, and they'd be like, "Come on, give us your hands," and then you're gonna, and then KOS would do the same thing. KOS has a song called La Vuelta, and they'd be like, La Vuelta, and they want everybody to move, and you just kind of.
Like,
they're kind of just staring.
We're like, I don't know, I want to do that.
And they're kind of like doing this. They're doing this. And they're like, Can I do this? Am I gonna look dumb if I do this? So I do see us that as a congregation, I am seeing people. They're coming to the altar more. They're raising their hands. They're crying during worship, because that's what it is. Worship, praising, is your talk with God through music. And that's why I love music. That's why I love being a musician at church, because music to me has always talked louder than anything else. Music has always been that thing that connects me with God the most. Like an amazing preaching from my grandfather, yes, it hits. Yes, a great like when we used to do the youth activities and stuff like that, the big ones where we'd get a bunch of people. That stuff hit. I'd cry. I loved it. But music has always been that one thing that I feel just like really connects me with the Lord. So, and that's the one thing, like you said, that's the one thing that our parents taught us from the very beginning. You're up there to serve Him. You're not up there to be seen. You're not up there to do it for the world. I don't know how to explain it, but you're up there
Yeah.
for one purpose and one purpose only,
Mm.
and that's to worship the Lord.
Yeah. Mm.
It's not for you.
Mm.
And that's what Claire and Elmer taught us, and Mimi. They taught us, look, you may not like a song we play, but it's not for you. So don't think it is. It's for the Lord. And it takes a lot. When you're a kid and you don't really want to play something you don't want to play, it takes a lot to learn. This ain't for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big I feel like, especially for like the youth. I don't know, because it is kind of weird, because I feel like we are getting like two perspectives, because you obviously kind of growing up with church, but for me, I didn't grow up with church. Like I said, we kind of started like in 2012, 2013. We started going to church, and I was like 15, 16 maybe. Yeah. That's when I finally like first heard. But not even like, but even then I wasn't even really like like in it. Like I was still kind of, I guess you could say, like in part of the world and everything. And so it is kind of hard, especially for youth, to like make it about someone else, especially like for God, because I mean, we have that as a youth, we have that rebellious side. We don't want to, we don't want to, we don't want to do it for like any authority or whatnot.
No, we want to do it on our own accounts.
Yeah, on our own account. Yeah. And it's hard. It is hard to get like, but I always say like God will, if God will show you, he will like, he will come down and like say like, he will like put something in front of you and like kind of, he'll change your perspective. He'll like, it's like, you don't want to do it for me. Okay. Here,
watch this.
Watch this. Look at this, watch this, And so that does like, for at least something to, to humble somebody, there needs to be a point for that.
And I feel like everybody goes through that coming to Jesus one moment.
Oh yeah.
Where
definitely.
It's like, oh my gosh, this isn't for me.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This is for him.
Yes.
And I hate to break it to everybody, but when I was younger, gosh, I love to play. Oh, people are looking at me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. I love this. And you're younger and you don't really think about it until it's really just like, okay.
Yeah.
Step back.
Yeah.
Take a step. Breathe.
Mm.
You're doing it for him.
Yeah.
And only for him.
Because also feel like too, there's like I guess especially for a worship group or worship ministry, there is like something like you're being put a big responsibility.
Big time.
Because again, that's why you can't think that way of like, I'm just doing it just to show off or just for me.
Mm-hmm.
No, because you're leading worship, you're praising the Lord, but not only that, you're obviously praising it for Him, but you're doing it in front of the congregation, and the congregation, is looking for that praise and worship. And so if you're doing it for selfish reasons, then it's not genuine. And the congregation looks at that, and so that's that big responsibility, because and I feel like that's another thing too, like of serving, serving the Lord too, because I say responsibility because sure, one hand, you are praising the Lord when you're up there, and but on the other hand too, you're also spreading the gospel in that way. You're spreading the word in that way, because there's many ways you can spread the gospel, and one of the big ones is worship, music, and so that is a big responsibility, because you never know that one song you're playing in front of the congregation, there might be that one person that just came to church one day, and just by listening to that one song just hit home real quick, and then like you save them, because that happens sometimes, but it is another big responsibility there.
And you don't know the countless times as a group that we get that one person that's like, that song that y'all played, that really, thank you guys for playing that song. I remember when I think it was one of the first times we played Wait on You. I'm not trying to out anybody, but Irvin, the guy who kind of started leading the youth with you, he came up to us and he told my dad, he was like, guys, that song that y'all played, Esperaré en ti, which is Wait on You translated in Spanish, that hit. That really, that touched my heart. And that's not why I do it, but hearing people say that really just like, Lord, thank you for letting me be kind of the messenger.
Yeah.
Like, let His word
Yeah.
be spoken through you.
Yeah. No, and I feel like that's not wrong to feel that way, in a sense of like that gratitude of like people, telling you that, because I feel like also, if you think about it, that's also like God, he's oh man, lost the word, but he's pretty much letting you know that this is why you do it. This is because you're saving these souls. You're saving these people, and there's a reassurance that you're on the right track.
Yeah,
you're on the right track, and that you're doing it the right way. It's that assurance there.
And the person who taught me that about he still does it to this day. He was like my dad. I don't know if you know. I think it's been almost 2 years that every Wednesday a man from the church will preach. A server male from the church will preach a sermon.
Yeah.
So when he started doing that, I could tell that my dad, when he first started giving sermons, he would take a week or two to get that sermon ready.
Yeah.
And he was nervous. I could see it in his face. He was nervous.
Yeah.
And I'd look at him and I'd be like, why are you so nervous? And I haven't gone through it yet to preach, to give a word, so I don't know that feeling. But I'd look at him and I'd be like, Dad, are you going to be okay? You're going to do this? And he said that when he first started preaching, a lot of people would come up to him and be like, that's a great sermon. That's a great sermon, Elmer. Thank you so much for that amazing word. And the more that the more he would do it, the less the comments would come. So he told me one time, man, nobody's come up to me and told me that I've had a good sermon.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I saw it in his face. He kind of just clicked in his head, and he was like, whoa, wait. I'm doing what God told me to do.
Yeah.
I'm kind of doing it through God. Javier.
Oh, that's that's my phone. By the way, I'm using my phone as a camera. So tell us how it looks, because I think it looks pretty good.
And how does sound? How do we sound? How did the mic sound?
Yeah,
we're not too loud, not too quiet.
Let us know in
Let's
chat.
go to the okay. Let's see what the chat has to say. Okay, I saw something from Alex earlier that says, "Can we talk about your office addiction?" The Office. So if y'all can tell, I'm wearing the Dunder Mifflin.
The Dunder Mifflin, yeah.
It is actually the paper company which the Office is based off of.
Yeah.
And the Office is crazy because I actually got into that my freshman year in high school. I think some girl told me about it, and she said something like Bears beats in Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what is that from?
Yeah.
And she goes, it's from The Office. You should watch it. And thank you, Eddie. I do appreciate that. I love you too, brother.
I know, right?
I can talk. Just letting y'all know, it's a good podcast if I can talk. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's what the shirt is. That's why they said that in the chat.
Yeah, there was I binged watched that when it was on Netflix. Yeah, the whole
thing, all 9 seasons of it.
Because it's weird. What year? I guess it was during COVID that The Office. That was just a big hit again, because it was back. Let me look it up real quick.
Look it up. But I remember it getting real famous all over again. And I was a sophomore when COVID hit, so it was a little bit before all that. But so I saw that comment. Another comment that I saw was that you should start doing songs with Double P. That you're gonna have to grow your mullet out and do some bring Peso Pluma to Christ.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, they said.
Well, I mean,
a
lot of reggaeton artists are converting. They're converting.
Yes, dude.
Christ, yeah.
Daddy Yankee's become a Christian.
Yeah, recently
he became a Christian. Justin Bieber. All these people. Justin Bieber was a long time ago, actually. He wasn't very recent. That was a good bit ago.
2005, by the way. That's when Office first aired. But yeah, around 2020, I guess, it started getting more because I saw it more on Instagram and everything, references and all, and I'm like, and I think people were talking about it more too, and I'm like, let me I guess because it was on Netflix. It was because it was on Netflix.
It aired back on Netflix, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, what is The Office on Netflix?
Yeah, and I watched it. It's a funny show, but honestly, to me it's a more cringe funny You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's really cringe funny. Like
when John Krasinski just looks at the camera.
yeah,
When something or that's what she said jokes.
That's and like the Michael Scott character, Steve Carell's character.
Steve Carell,
his character that was really like
shout out Steve Carell.
Oh, shout out Steve Carell.
I know he's in the audience right now watching. Steve,
obviously.
we miss you, bro.
Yes, we miss
We're
you.
gonna have you on the podcast here soon, Steve.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
I've never met Steve Carell, by the way. He's not watching. He's not watching.
But yeah, that's but yeah, the Office.
Yeah, that's. I remember Alex put that on the chat. What do we got?
So
I love you, Mom.
Obviously,
she's in the chat.
Yeah,
I love you, Mom. I love you so much. Oh, she's going to Dallas.
Oh,
so if y'all be careful on the road. If y'all leave tonight, please be careful.
Be
praying
careful,
for
be
you
safe.
guys.
Yes.
Be safe. Which I guess I'm gonna mention this real quick. She's going to Dallas to get a one of those portable air machines that makes air for her oxygen.
Yeah. Okay.
If many of you don't know, my mother, she has an outgoing condition which she doesn't have much air to her lungs. She lost, I believe it was 35% of her lungs. So, and she's got pulmonary fibrosis. I think that's what she was diagnosed with. Is what I was the last time I heard. It was pulmonary fibrosis, where when you breathe, it's like in the accordion, right? It's like and your lungs expand and they come back down.
Yeah.
But her lungs don't expand anymore, so they're stiff. So they just kind of sit there.
Yeah.
So when she breathes, she's got to just so they're going to get her oxygen right now. They're heading to Dallas. I think I don't know if they've left yet or not, but her and Caleb, they're going together. So praying for you guys.
Yep.
Safe travels and tell the
hi
hi for me.
Prayers going out to you.
Yes, Christina, God is good. Amen, sister.
Yes, God is
Christina.
Good. She's finally learning.
Which actually she works with us too, Christina.
Yeah,
she's going to be our next office lady. She's the next Courtney.
I guess
Courtney, if you ever watch this, I hope your pregnancy is going okay. She's pregnant. She's having a little boy.
As of the time of this recording or this live stream, she's currently.
I think she's almost a month.
Yeah, month. No.
A couple weeks. I don't know, but she's getting feisty. Getting feisty. Y'all don't mess with Courtney. She's getting feisty.
All right. So, obviously, as you see the title, we kind of went through a few of the topics.
Yeah.
Introduction and kind of a little funny thing, exposing
clickbait.
Yeah. Hey,
we did expose them. We gave
them.
Iglesia Bautista de Benecer, Shreveport, Louisiana. If you ever want to,
drop by.
Yes, Sundays 11 a.m. and Sundays 6 p.m. We're still one of the couple churches that do a double.
Yeah, we do double
whammy for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wednesdays at 7.
Wednesdays at 7.
If y'all ever want to come and have a great time, y'all come on up.
Yep. So next on the docket. By the way, we have like a doc and everything.
We
like
kind of have our topics that we want to go through on our first episode.
Yes, we do. I mean, it's again, and so I guess like explaining more about the podcast. Obviously this is the pilot episode. Reason why is because episode 1.
Episode 1. Season 1.
Yes, season 1. Hopefully there will be more seasons. So we did kind of do an agreement of like, well, let's do weekly. We're gonna do weekly things. So this isn't the end. So
don't worry, guys. We're coming back.
Yeah. So next week we're thinking Thursdays. We did it today because yesterday because we're busy guys. If you haven't noticed,
guys. We're busy guys.
We're kind of busy guys.
We've got lives, everybody.
Hey, I mean, but yeah. So we're planning on scheduling these podcasts Thursdays around this time.
Around this time,
7. Yeah. So yeah, right now we're kind of feeling it out. Hopefully we'll continue. We'll see how it feels. We'll do a couple more of these, and I mean, if you still see us doing them, then I guess it worked out.
It worked out, yeah.
And we will love the support.
Yeah, please.
That also like helps us keep going, and you never know. God's plan. In that sense.
Like
Drake.
We were talking. Shout out Drake.
Come on a pod.
I'm just saying, my girlfriend absolutely loves Drake. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Champagne Poppy.
Champagne
Poppy.
Yeah. I need a Max Win.
I need a Max Win.
Yeah,
We're
but
just talking a quick one for those. Sorry. If you're younger, you don't know.
Yeah. But hopefully this does grow a little bit, and we do get, we're able to kind of upgrade our setup and everything. One of the main things I do, like I was talking to you about, was I do want to invest in another, like in a camera, because again, I'm using my phone as a camera. And by the way, like
Irvin,
like I said, it's really good.
Sorry,
Good.
Mr. Irvin's
Mr.
in the
Irvin.
chat.
Oh man, Mr. Irvin.
We got the man, the myth, the legend up in the chat right now. Shout out to the man.
Shout out.
Thank you for my crown and quarter round for my room remodel. We love you for that. You're G for that one.
But yeah, so yeah, that's one of the main things. First things we'll want to get, and then obviously like upgrade in a sense of like, I don't know. I mean, again, I'm speaking in the future tense.
Yeah.
But whatever, I mean, hopefully, like I said, hopefully this becomes something.
Yeah, this is fun, dude. I'm not gonna lie, and we are not just gonna be two all the time. We would love to have guest stars.
Yeah.
If y'all ever want to come on the podcast, talk about either maybe a testimony or something, how you got closer to God, or just want to have a good
conversation,
couple-hour talk with us. Yeah. Y'all. We don't plan on just doing us two all the time. We would love to have people that y'all know, that we know, that we're friends with, that we've known for years. Like
and that was one of the things we talked about, like especially the people from the church, like friends we have and everything, or people we know, and people that we know. Yeah, because I think we've heard a couple of their testimonies, and I feel like it'd be great for the people to hear everything.
But talking about the podcast, we of course we're going to be talking about our Lord and Savior. He's going to be our number one all the time. But we're also going to be talking about current events, pop culture, music stuff that's out in the new. So this podcast is going to be a little bit of everything. Yeah. And actually, we haven't talked about the name.
Oh yeah,
dude, we haven't talked about the name.
Yes,
so
that's true.
As y'all know, we're the Ya Tu Sabes podcast.
Yeah,
you already know. Translated.
Yep.
Or
you already know.
So Ya Tu Sabes came along because, as you heard at the beginning, we work together.
Yes.
I annoy him 24/7.
Yes, he does.
At Matex. So I started saying, I don't know. I started watching this guy on Instagram, Christian Chin. He's like the Dominican Spider-Man. I don't know if you've ever seen the guy.
I think I have, maybe.
He's hilarious. Shout out, Christian. He does a lot of like the Ya Tu Sabes, that little Dominican, Puerto Rican. Yeah. So for like a good solid week, I was just Ya Tu Sabes over and over and over again. Sorry to everybody who works with. I know if Chris is still watching, he's gonna be able to tell you. But I just kept saying it. And we just kind of liked it.
Yeah, we liked it. Because when we first talked about doing podcasts, we're like, well, let's come up with a name. And so we're trying to think of a name. And one of the names my brother asked my brother. Well, I was talking to my brother about it, and he was like, well, what he asked, like, what are y'all going to talk about? What's the what's kind of what we're going to do? And so I told him, well, we're a little bit of everything, all that. And so he said, well, just call it like the Mix It Up podcast. And I'm like...
And we had Mix It Up ready, man.
Yeah, we had it ready. And I'm like thinking, oh, that's kind of good. And because we are musicians and everything, kind of like that double entendre, like mix it up,
mixing, engineering.
Yeah. But then, obviously, I had to check to see if anybody else had the name.
And guess what?
And so, someone...
That's the reason why we're not Mix It Up.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we're thinking of other phrases, other names, and... I just thought of like, well, what's another phrase we can use, or a phrase, we can use a phrase. We came up with a couple of them, but then the Ya Tu Sabes we kind of stuck out a little bit.
But we can't get rid of shushu.
Oh yeah, well,
we almost went shushu.
What you shoe? Yeah, that's something my dad says. It's
thought it was absolutely just amazing. And yes, I'm sorry, we don't work at Matex Wire Rope anymore. We work at Bishop Lifting. Shout out all the Bishop crew. We not Al though.
Not him.
Not Al. Al, you mess with us too much, bro.
By the way, not sponsored, so
Bishop, if y'all want to sponsor us, Bishop, we love.
This will be the last time we talk about our job name, where we work, Chris. Until they, bring in the cha-ching, like they pay us all the time, but until this gets paid. Yeah, until this gets paid.
Sorry, Bishop. our services.
As of now, our job or where we work, the shop.
we will continue to go every single day, not weekends, unless called upon.
Oh yes.
We do promise to be there every single day
Yes.
to make our slings and fix SRLs,
Yeah.
but
here,
no, we need
no.
we need a new camera.
Yeah, we
need a camera.
Give us a camera, and we'll put a sign in the back.
We'll
back
put
here,
the bishop lifting
yeah
sign that we have on
here.
top of the shop.
Yeah,
We're gonna
let's put it
right
back
there.
here. Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, that's the plan. We plan on talking about a little bit of everything.
Mhm.
The Ya Tu Sabes, the You Already Know podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, and y'all tell your friends about it. Y'all get us
Yes. Please like, comment, subscribe.
subscribe to the channel, everybody.
Subscribe to the channel.
we would love
That
it.
will, that as of now, that will help us out a lot. Just subscribing to the channel. Just it's right there. Just click it.
The little bell icon to
Yeah, the
tell
bell
y'all
icon,
when
yeah.
we're actually going to.
because
And maybe next time we'll start on time.
oh yeah. No, and so yeah, main thing too, big thing is like live. Yeah, we're doing these live. We're
We
doing
do want to do them
and-
live instead of
and-
pre-recorded.
and obviously however this goes, I mean, again, this is like my first time using YouTube for streaming, so I don't know how it
Yeah.
worked, but I mean
mean-
afterwards the video will still be up, and y'all can
Y'all can watch it. Y'all
back.
can show it to people.
Yeah, let them know.
Embarrass us at church. I mean, whatever y'all want to do.
Yeah, we'll take it. We knew what we're signing up for.
Yeah, we knew what was gonna happen
Yeah.
when we signed the contract.
Yes. So again, back to the topics and everything. Still in that kind of the Christian mindset.
Yeah.
I put down here being creative as a Christian. So we're both creatives. I feel like.
Yeah,
we
definitely,
are
dude.
big creatives.
One thing that I'm gonna shout you about. Jose the other day showed me this reel on Instagram. It was of an older song that was playing. It was just like 4 people playing. My boy grabbed that as a sample and made it a whole entire beat.
Yeah.
I can't see myself doing that. I don't have the creativity to hear something and be like, I can grab that little bit, that 2 seconds of something,
Yeah.
and make it into a whole beat.
Mm.
Now, you give me like a guitar loop, I can put more guitar
Yeah.
chords to it, make you a little song there.
Yeah.
That's my,
Yeah.
but to grab that little sample, those 30 seconds of a little video,
Yeah.
and make that a whole beat,
Yeah,
I can do that.
yeah, because my way of making beats or production is sample. I'm more of a sample based producer, which is what that means is pretty much I grab a sample, which is an audio, some form of audio, whether it be like you said, like a guitar melody or a song or whatever, and I put that in my DAW or wherever, and yeah, I manipulate it, I cut it up, and then I turn it into something new, and then I put a drum loop behind it that I made too, and yeah, I make that type of beat.
We're gonna test you next time. I want y'all to start sending stuff in the Ya Tu Sabes
Oh, that'd be crazy.
DMs. Give us like a
Oh yeah, follow our Instagram. I made that Instagram, so it should be in the description or bio of YouTube, or in our bios too. Of Instagram.
of our actual Instagram
Our
bios.
Instagram, so,
yeah.
yeah.
And that's where y'all can ask us questions.
Yeah, you can ask questions, send us DMs or whatever.
Yeah.
We may or may not answer. I don't know.
We may or may not if we get to it.
If your questions are too crazy, I'm sorry.
I
That's
got a couple questions that were a little too crazy, Mr.
Yeah.
Eddie Santiago Quat. I got one from you.
Pretty
I
crazy.
won't say it out here because
Yeesh.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble, but Mister, we're watching you.
Oh yeah. But yeah, we're going back to the being creative and everything. But I guess yeah, that's like a big thing of us. And I guess like, should Christians be creative? You know what I mean? Like, should it be encouraged?
I absolutely think creativity should be something that really needs to be brought back into church. Like, yes, for years at the church you'll have, a constant. We come to church, we listen to the music, do this, do that. It's just kind of like some people. I hate it because I see some people these days it's just a schedule
Yeah.
to them,
Yeah.
and so they just come to church. But I'm starting to see, like bringing back the Maverick City music,
Yeah.
bringing back Elevation Rhythm and Worship. Their creativity is what brought me to CCM.
Yeah.
And I think being creative in the church is never a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like the other day, shout out to my boy Juan. he was showing me that he'll get English songs,
Yeah.
translate them to Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
and he did Praises by Elevation Rhythm, and I've been wanting to play that one for a very long time, and he put it into Spanish, and I was like, dude, that fits, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And he'll start coming up with these melodies
Yeah.
on the piano.
Mm.
He'll start putting word originals together, and I'm just like, dude, the creativeness coming off of you is radiating. It's really just good, and you're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's
And then Clara Elmer,
Yeah.
doing their thing, creating the music, creating the lyrics, to me, they're the OG creativity people in my life. Was them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
What about you? What do you think about creativity in the
So
church?
I've heard it through different avenues. Like I said, I've heard a lot of podcasts and a lot of Christian based podcasts and a lot of artists too that I follow. They've talked about it a lot, and one that really hit home or really hit, like, I was like, oh, that's crazy, like, to think of it that way. But obviously we're also, I mean, we're creations of the Lord.
Him, yeah, of
and
course.
we're made in His image, and the biggest creator of all is God.
Of course, yeah.
And being made in His image, it's only natural that us as humans are creative.
Yeah.
And so I feel like for not just in, like, obviously for us, we show our creativity through music.
Yeah.
But it could be shown through many other people. Some people that might not think they're creative. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of the things that we do everyday life, we are creating.
Yes.
You look at people that cook. They're creating food. They're creating some nourishment and everything.
And coming to that, actually, I just started thinking about it. Being creative other than music in the church. I'm gonna shout out my little cousin Christian. When we have a VBS or when we have a special event, he'll make these backgrounds for the event, and he'll make videos and he'll make stuff like that for the church. That's being creative in your way. Mac drew your artwork for your Mac. Shout out Mac.
Yes.
He drew your artwork. He's an incredible artist.
Yes.
He can draw. They're incredible. Christian can come up with these things in technology. So being creative in the church to me has never been a bad thing.
Yeah.
To me, it's encourage it. Yes, and let's do, but also do it for the right reasons.
Because I do feel like when we talk about this, like being creative, I do feel like in some churches there is this notion of, like, they shouldn't, because they're afraid that it's too close to the world. So they're afraid that we'll be tainted from that, and that we should limit ourselves in creativity, and not really branch out a lot. But it's been said a lot of times that I mean, I think that let me look it up. But one of the also main things I did hear, which kind of also resonated, was that because a lot of times people will say, well, the enemy also, like, creates, and, like, they'll well, what about these people that use their creativity, like art or music, for the wrong reasons and everything.
And you're talking about that. Satan, I just thought about this right now. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No, it's good.
Satan, you remember before he was Satan, before he was God's almost right-hand man.
Yeah, it was
in heaven. He was one of the most beautiful angels, and his main thing was music.
Yeah, his main thing. Yeah, his was music. He was the worship leader of heaven.
Heaven.
And some would say,
So we see, and now he's what Satan is. So I hate to break it, but now the easiest thing to catch our ear today, in 2024, past, is music. That's the first thing and that's what Satan uses.
Yes,
against us.
Yeah, and so that's and so I say that too, to say that we shouldn't distort that mindset of, like, Satan, he's creating these things and all, because Satan can't create.
No.
Like, if you really think about it, the one that can only create
is
something out of nothing is God. The enemy, the only thing he can do is distort and corrupt. That's what he does. And so I feel like, if anything, it is our job as Christians to create more, to take that back from the enemy.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like as of now, like currently, we hear it like on the news or like just in media and everything. I mean, a lot of distortion, like the creativity, and we like to blame it, put a lot of blame on God and everything. But I feel like as Christians, we should take that back and use our own creativity and use it for it for the Lord.
Yeah, amen.
So yeah, that's the main thing. I'm
and I love what you said about he can't create, he can distort.
Yeah, he just.
And I'm thinking about that. The only one who can create is God.
Yes.
And yes, Satan may put you through. God will never let Satan bring you all the way down to the point where you can't get back up. Mm-hmm. God lets Satan trial us because he knows we're gonna get through it.
Yeah,
and that we can get through it with our faith in him.
Yeah.
So yeah. About that distortion thing, crazy. Mm. That is, I love that you put that.
Yeah. Like I said, I heard that, and I was like, well, yeah, that is like true. That is true in that sense. Like it's crazy to think about it in that way. And I mean, as long as you have faith and you're walking with Christ, you'll never falter. I feel like never. I feel like people like have that misconception of like, just because you got baptized and you're going to church.
Going to church every Sunday
means that you're good.
You're good. You're saved.
You're good.
Yeah. No.
But no, like Jesus even said that they will persecute you. They will persecute you, and if you follow me, it's pretty much he gave out all the warnings to everybody.
He does.
But his disciples still continued with him. He still followed because they knew that this here what's on earth isn't forever. Forever is
with him.
With him.
Yeah.
He is the light. He's the way. And so like again, like with the creativity and everything, just going, just taking that back from the enemy. We should take that back and use our creativity to spread the word in our own way.
Yeah. And he did take it. I mean, you think about the world started with Adam and Eve, the sin. This world isn't God's anymore. This world belongs to the devil. Mm-hmm. And he uses, and we can see throughout our daily lives nowadays. Yeah. He uses it against us. So like you said, just walk with your faith in him. Don't ever, and like I said, he will let Satan test us. God will test us.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
How was I going to put this? I was going to put this in a way, but don't ever, he's quietest. I heard this. The teacher is always quiet during the test.
Yeah.
Always going to be quiet during the test. And you think about that, and then you think about when you're praying to God. When you're praying to God, he's not the only one listening.
Yes. Yeah.
Someone else is aiming for it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. True.
So, no, always walk with God.
Yeah.
Don't forget, he's always going to be there. Even when you think you can't hear him, he's there.
Oh, yeah. He's always there with you.
Take that creativity back. Mm-hmm. Let's take that creativity back and bring it back into the churches.
Oh, yeah. For sure. But speaking of being creative.
Yeah.
This person was really creative. We're going into our like entertainment segment now.
Dude, when you told me about this earlier this week, I just...
This guy was really creative. Unfortunately, hopefully I can fix it by the next time. But I wanted to get like put it up on our screen and everything, and for you guys to look at it. But unfortunately, this time we can't do that. But we'll talk it through.
Yeah.
This is a podcast, anyways.
Yeah. I actually saw Moist Critical. Chris, what's his name? I forgot his name. Moist Critical talked about this.
Oh, yeah.
Penguin Zio. Charlie.
Yes, Charlie.
He talked about this, and I just, oh my God, he brought pictures and everything. I was like, no way.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can look this up, but I feel like some of y'all have seen this. But this guy did a Willy Wonka experience over in the UK. I think it's Glasgow.
Shout out to, it's Glasgow. Shout out to the guys in the UK, by the way.
Yeah, shout out. Big ups.
Sorry for
Big
you
ups.
guys.
Big ups.
Bevo, Sidemen, let's go.
But over in,
if y'all haven't seen, okay, so kind of give the background. I'm gonna kind of give the background here. In Glasgow, there was a man who thought it would be a good idea to bring a Willie's chocolate experience in Glasgow. He thought, you know what? I love this movie so much that I think I'm gonna rent out a warehouse and bring the experience to some kids.
Yeah, and so if you look it up, let me see if it's on. I'm looking it up right now. Let's see.
It says
if
get your tickets. We're gonna go. We should go to Glasgow.
Oh yeah, we should go
real
We
quick.
should go.
Tickets
Yeah,
to
if you
Dubai.
go to a site and everything, like it's still up. Like it's crazy. It's still up.
It's still there.
up.
You can look at the freaking website.
And so it obviously it's like it's fake in the sense of the advertisements is all AI. All this is AI.
Yeah, it was all AI.
The imagery
generated.
is all AI, and I don't know. Yeah, sure. AI is. I mean, that's another topic we should talk about AI, but it's a helpful tool and everything. But this guy just took it to another level. He just everything
in the wrong way.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
There was pictures that Charlie put on his, and it was just like, it was like banners. It was an empty warehouse.
Yeah. So he did the event. He advertised it, as Willy Wonka experience at the chocolate factory and everything. You go through the website and it's like, yeah, this just a crazy artwork and everything of like the chocolate factory. Obviously, very outlandish. Like you're not gonna see that in real life, obviously.
No.
And so when the parents get there, so mind you, a good amount of people went. Like I think it was like
a big crowd, dude.
I think it was like 800 people
at
went.
least.
And so he charged like 30 pounds, which is like
40
bucks,
here?
like US dollars. And so, yeah, I don't know if he didn't realize how many people would go or like the people that went, because it was mostly families.
Yeah.
Parents
Yeah, it
and
was.
kids like that went to this experience. And so, and so yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, if you look at the photos and everything, I don't know if y'all are social media, there's one photo, the main photo they show off, which this is the first photo I saw, which is they label it the meth lab,
Oompa?
Oompa Loompa. Yeah. And it's a lady that's dressed up as a Oompa Loompa, and she's behind the like
It was supposed to be like a mixing flavor station for candy.
Yeah. But it's
It
like
did not look.
it did not look like that.
Dude, it looked like a bad scene from Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
That's what it looked
It was
like.
crazy, and I don't know. Yeah, most likely some of y'all might have seen that picture flowing around.
Willy Wonka and his meth lab
Yeah,
factory.
it was crazy. And so yeah, the experience was not good. It was just like almost empty warehouse, just full of props. Just standing up and everything. That like it was bad, and like they didn't even serve chocolate. Like
There was no chocolate served.
Like no chocolate. What they served was they gave out jelly beans.
How many? It was like
one or two
to these
like
kids.
jelly beans to each kid, and like a quarter cup of lemonade.
And there's like this cup, and it was this much lemonade.
Yeah, and there's pictures of all this.
There
It's
is.
crazy,
Dude. And then did you hear it actually inspired a horror movie?
Oh, did it?
Because of
I did not know that.
Did it inspired a horror movie because of the monster he had?
Oh yes.
He decided to put his own twist on
Yeah.
Charlie and the Chocolate, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory,
Yeah.
and literally put a villain
Yeah.
in the factory.
Yeah. Because yeah, like I feel like one of the first videos you see of it, experience. There's like the actor that plays Willy Wonka. He's showing the people around. And then there's like a mirror. That's another thing that's weird. There's mirrors around. I don't know. It's so weird. And like behind one of the mirrors is like this guy like in a black robe and like silver mask. Looks like a Dr. Doom mask.
Literally.
And so supposedly
it looked like the bad guy from Squid Game.
oh yeah.
It looked like the bad guy from Squid Game.
And so this guy supposedly is the unknown or like
unknown.
like the chocolate maker that wasn't or something like that. I don't know. It was like a villain. Like he was like a villain. And honestly, I didn't really think much of it. But yeah, like he's like just an added character. Like they added.
Yeah.
And so that's crazy. And he would just be crouched down on the ground and like just jump scaring the kids and everything. The kids, and it was crazy.
Like that was crazy. And even there's an interview with the guy who played Willy Wonka, the actor that would play. He said that when he got there, he was just like, all the actors were like that. And what
so
are we doing here?
I wouldn't blame it like on the actors because I feel kind of bad for that.
Yeah, I would too.
It's like they tried their best and everything. I saw interviews of the Oompa Loompa girl that the meth
Yeah, the meth Oompa Loompa.
And Yeah, she was all like embarrassed about it.
I would have been too.
She was apologetic. She tried her best to make a bad situation to good. Because there was kids, there's kids
Yeah.
around, and you're trying to not make them cry.
800, almost 800 something families were there, man.
Yeah. So yeah, that was that fiasco. It's crazy.
That'd be crazy if it happened here.
Well, that's
Shreveport,
'cause a lot of people-
Louisiana
oh,
in
yeah.
general.
because they kind of compared it to the Fire Fest that supposedly that happened a while back. That's another story we
Yeah.
could talk about another
Yeah.
time. But yeah, that's crazy. But anyways,
Do you know where I love my favorite chicken nuggets are from?
where?
McDonald's.
Oh, McDonald's. Good transition, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I saw it and I was like,
yeah.
let me try this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're changing their name, everybody. It's not McDonald's no more.
It's McDonald's.
Wiki
You,
D's.
yes, for you anime lovers, I know I am. But
Can't say I am. But
so
yeah.
McDonald's is doing a new promotion. So they changed their name to McDonald's, and so they're kind of. It's funny because they're kind of taking the meme for themselves, because it's kind of a meme in a sense.
Yeah.
Not really meme, yes and no meme. I think recently it became one, but yeah, it's because in anime a lot of times there's these. It was first seen in an anime, I think in the 80s, where one of the restaurants in the background of an anime, you could see distinctly the golden arches, but they were upside down. And it was clearly McDonald's. Obviously,
Yeah.
copyright reasons,
You
trademarks,
can't.
and all that.
Yeah.
So they decided, let's just do McDonald's.
McDonald's.
And so in a lot of anime, especially now, like a lot of like, I guess you could say like slice of life anime.
Yeah.
Like when there's moments where the character goes to eat fast food or something, like they picked they wanted to do McDonald's, but
Copyright.
because of copyright, they did McDonald's.
Yeah.
And so now they're doing a little promotion thing and like taking it, taking that for themselves in the sense of like, let's do it.
Large corporations, am I right?
Oh yeah, no, right.
Huh.
But obviously there's an anime fan amongst them, amongst
Yeah,
the promoters
yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
Because they're doing the whole thing about with it. I think it's going on through March, and it's supposedly with when you get like the bag of McDonald's and everything. It's funny because like the bag we get, it's like a manga. There's like a manga on it.
Is it now?
Yeah,
Really?
it's like there's a manga on it, and like you can kind of read on it. And then on the corner there's a QR code. You can just if you take a picture of it, or it'll send you to a link to their promotional page and everything. And they actually have like weekly like manga, like, and inspired by the McDonald's and everything. Like, and they did the original characters, all original characters, and they also did 30 they said they were gonna do shorts, like animation shorts for them, but I looked into it and they're actually only like 30 seconds. I thought they'll be longer, but it's like 30-second commercial, which is fine because the animation looks good, and and it's like one little short with a manga alongside of it, and like it's weekly. It's a weekly thing. I think this coming week it's the third week. I think there's only 4. They're doing only 4
since of March. Yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, and what's crazy though, the animators, the animation studio that's doing it also did big animations, like anime like Naruto and Bleach. They were the ones that are animating this, which is kind of funny. Like it's kind of bizarre. But another thing, Rip to the Goat.
I was just about to talk
Rip
to
to
you
the
about
goat.
that. Speaking of animes,
Yeah,
the Dragon Ball Z creator.
the creator of Dragon Ball Z and
passed
other
away.
other things. He unfortunately passed away. He passed away March 1st. He passed away March 1st. But today last night they announced it, because last night I was like scrolling through Instagram. It was funny how I learned, and I feel like that's how you learn a lot of news now.
Yeah.
In a sense, but I saw one guy I was following and he posted that like Rip, like, rest in peace, and I'm like, wait a minute, am I reading this right? Because he was like the first one to post it, and then I'm like looking through my feed, checking to see if it's true or not, because that's a big deal. And then eventually I did see more and more people, and especially today a lot more people posted about it, and unfortunately he had some kind of they did a whole let me look it up. They did a whole statement, the family, about it.
Dude, 2024 has had a lot of deaths, man, of pretty famous people.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Talking about the creator of Dragon Ball Z, Apollo Creed died.
Oh yeah,
The actor that played
actor
Apollo Creed in Rocky, he passed away.
Yep.
The creator of the Backyardigans.
Oh yeah,
Also
I did
passed
see
away.
that.
Did you
Yeah,
see that?
I saw that.
Talk about the Backyardigans though. Backyardigans. Oh my gosh, the soundtrack. It's a little off topic, but man, Castaways is probably.
Oh yeah, that was
the
the
most
thing.
famous one that came out. Everybody went crazy on it.
Let's see if I can find the statement.
But yeah, shout out to those families that they're going.
If
through.
you notice in our background, I don't know if any Dragon Ball Z fans, but here is Purunga, one of the great dragons. That was the gift I gave to my brother. And to the side, I don't think y'all see it, but there's a lot of other Dragon Ball stuff that my brother has collected.
Shout out to our manager, our guy behind the camera and everything, Raul.
Oh yeah,
It's my favorite.
So here's the statement. I have it pulled up. We are deeply saddened. Oh, let me see if I can zoom in. We are deeply saddened to inform you that manga creator Akira Toriyama passed away on March 1st due to acute subdural hematoma. He was in age of 68.
Young, man.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't realize how young he was.
Yeah.
I thought he was older. But yeah, to come to turn out that he's 68, man. But what he had comes down to supposedly, because other sources, because this is the main statement about it, but other sources supposedly he had a blood clot in his brain, and so that's how.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of triggered it. Or
Watch out for blood clots, everybody.
But yeah, so rip to the goat.
Rip to him.
Rip to the goat.
I saw it when I saw that. I was like, I'm definitely gonna ask Jose.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about this on the podcast because I know him and you and Raul are very big. A big Dragon Ball Z. Well, I know your brother's a Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, he's a big Dragon Ball Z fan.
Dragon Ball fan, and I know you watch it. You like it. You do enjoy.
I'm a fan. Yeah,
enjoy
I'm a fan of it.
And I know people in high school.
Yeah.
Middle school, high school that I went with that absolutely love Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Well, I got first introduced with Dragon Ball through my cousins when I was younger, and I wasn't really into anime or didn't know anything about it at the time, but it was interesting. I was kind of, and they had the video games of it and everything. I was interested in video games and fighting games and all.
Yeah.
And then from there, I kind of it kind of sat in the back of my mind. I think it was in high school or something. I got back into it and then saw that, the Dragon Ball Z was just streaming and everything. We saw it. Now it has its newer seasons and everything. Did you know that Dragon Ball Z is a big deal in Mexico? Well, anime in general.
I would not. I'm sorry, but I never would have thought that Mexico would have been a big
Oh yeah, Latin America pretty much big anime. The anime culture there is crazy.
Is it?
And especially with Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is crazy. It's just because I feel I've read about it too. I've heard about it too. That I guess the anime phenomenon in Mexico. But I guess kind of giving a little backstory about it is mainly because whenever anime was kind of getting big on in Japan. Well, in Japan, that's where anime is created and all that.
Yeah.
And so they would want to distribute it more to the West. And so for the States, a lot of anime it's a little violent. It's a little violent.
Yeah.
And so they would distribute it to the States, the dub, to make it English. But they would censor the heck out of it. A lot of the stuff would be censored. And I think I remember that too when I first saw Dragon Ball Z with my cousins and everything. Some of the stuff was censored. The blood, you couldn't see the blood. And some scenes, it would either be erased or blacked out or something like that.
Okay.
And so, but in Mexico, they don't care. They don't care about none of that. They just say dub it in Spanish, just give it to us.
Give it to
And
them.
so, yeah, a lot of anime and I guess in the 80s, 90s that probably a little bit further back, but yeah, was aired on Mexican TV and everything, and so and Mexico TV and all that, and so it was a big hit. And I feel like Dragon Ball Z is a big hit over there just because of the story of the main character Goku.
Yeah.
Because it tells the story of that you can be, going through tough times in a sense and becoming stronger through your pain, and if you work hard enough, you'll be the strongest and everything. And that really resonates, and even more like other topics that goes into it, really resonate a lot with the Mexican culture, and so that's why it got really big in Mexico.
Dude,
so yeah,
I have a little not segue, but like a little backstory. I saw this comedian the other day. You're talking about Mexicans being very hard workers.
yeah.
I saw this joke the other day. I absolutely thought it was the funniest thing. I think he said, the ancient Egyptians.
Oh yeah.
They're always thinking like,
yeah.
Did they build the pyramids?
Yeah, did they build it?
Did the aliens build the pyramids? Who built the Egyptian pyramids? But then you go to Mexico, they have
pyramids.
The Aztec, the Mayans, the Incas, and they have pyramids.
They have pyramids too.
And they ain't questioning who built those pyramids. They're like, we know who built those.
We know
they probably built the ones in Egypt too, if you think about it. They're like, excuse me, senor, we'll have it done in a week. And they got all the pyramids done. So I saw that joke and you talked about it. It's pretty funny.
Yes.
But,
which, another thing, like conspiracy theories.
okay,
like
yeah.
The aliens, they say, well, I feel like this is kind of a debunk / conspiracy. I mean, a lot of people say the aliens built the pyramids and all, all that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we don't know. Maybe.
We don't.
But, I mean, like, I kind of believe that the Egyptians did build the pyramids. Sure, like the structures and all very intricate, and like the stones they had to pick up and everything, they're weigh tons.
Yeah.
That, even with 1,000 like slaves, because they have a bunch of slaves.
The pharaohs and everything had that. Yeah.
I feel like it would have taken even more time just to, it wouldn't have been finished. The pyramids wouldn't have finished by this time, I feel like. But they were really smart, because I think there's a guy on YouTube, and I saw this like in another podcast that they showed off. There's this guy to kind of settle like the whole like conspiracy of like who built the pyramids.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was the Egyptians, because there's this guy, I can't remember. I have to look it up. We'll probably talk about it next time. But there's this guy somewhere that, like, he's retired. He's an older man. He's retired and everything, but he likes building. His hobby is really building, and he made a challenge for himself to actually use the tools and equipment that they used in ancient Egypt. And if you like look, he has like a YouTube channel and he does this all and everything. And he really shows you like all the contractions he uses for like lifting like things that weigh tons. And he just uses like it's all math, it's all math and physics. And he's able to use leverage and everything to pick these things up, and the same weight that the blocks would weigh for the pyramids. And so if this one guy can do it, then think about hundreds and thousands of slaves like actually like building the pyramids for the pharaoh. So
using those kinds of techniques back in the day.
So it's plausible, I mean, sure, a lot of scientists, or even like surprisingly a lot of scientists say like, oh, how could
they do this? Yeah.
Because even like in the conditions, but we don't really, well, I guess we do in a sense of like, we don't know the conditions back then,
It was hot. It's probably just hot.
Yeah, I mean, so anyways, I mean, that's kind of the spiel about the pyramids.
Yeah, man, you talking about blood and all that stuff in the anime culture that they didn't show. You think there's going to be a lot of blood in that Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight?
Crazy you say that.
Was that next topic?
That's the next topic.
That's the next topic, everybody.
Good transition.
I'm trying here.
No, we heard that today they announced it.
They announced. Was it today or yesterday?
Yes.
Because I remember.
Oh, yes.
I was eating nukes and we ate nukes yesterday.
Yes. So, yesterday.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson accepted Jake Paul fight.
Dude. And getting into it, we were talking with Chris. Chris thinks that Mike Tyson is absolutely going to blow out Jake Paul. He's going to blow him out the water. He's going to just absolutely destroy him.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Jake Paul fan. I don't really like him. He's very egotistical. He's very big-headed. He's one of those people he's just annoying, right?
Yeah.
But he's taken YouTube boxing to another level. It was not huge until the Paul brothers kind of.
Yeah. So I'll give him that. I'll give him that props of like he's actually serious about the boxing now. Like he, sure in the beginning it was kind of a thing to like make fun of him and like say, oh, you're not fighting real boxers. You're and you're like like 2 times bigger than the guy, and the guys you're fighting, again, not boxers, they're retired.
Like Nate Robinson and the older, what was his name? One of the old MMA fighter.
I can't.
He was a bigger guy with curly hair.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Well, let me look at that.
But yeah, so talking with Chris thinks that Mike Tyson's going to just absolutely destroy him, and I can see that how that can happen.
That could, because I've seen like interviews and a few like clips of Mike Tyson now, and he's
still going at it, dude.
Going, yeah,
hopefully he doesn't bite his ear off, but dude, he's going. He's doing good for his age. He looks good.
Yes,
but that's also why I think he might have a disadvantage. He's older. He hasn't been fighting this whole time. Jake has been training. Even if it is people who aren't really fighters.
Yeah.
He's still fighting. He's still training. And he's got the younger motive. But like I said, I don't know who's gonna win. I don't really care.
Well, this is one of those fights that I might actually tune into because they announced that it was going to be live on Netflix. So Netflix is picking it up, and
everybody get ready for that $30 extra charge on your Netflix monthly subscription this month.
Oh yeah,
thanks for the joke, Chris.
but yeah, so it's happening. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and yeah, it's one of those things where it could go either way, honestly.
Yeah. But I feel like if you're a Mike Tyson fan and Jake Paul ends up beating Mike Tyson, you're gonna be mad.
So yeah, I feel like it's more of like Jake Paul has less to lose, in the sense of like, yeah, you're fighting Mike Tyson, and so if you win, you're the guy that beat Mike Tyson. If you lose, well, obviously you lost because you were fighting Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
and so either or, it's fine, but for Mike Tyson though, I guess depending on how he feels, I guess, because he's older now, and so I don't know if he might not care or not. But I mean, if he wins, obviously, yeah, he wins. So it will kind of, I don't know. Again, I don't know how he thinks or whatever. From what I see, I feel like he's kind of in a sense, a chill guy, and like he doesn't really care. He does it for he does it for fun. At this point,
and I heard Mike Tyson. He said in an interview, he was like, my daughters absolutely love Jake Paul.
Yeah.
They're big Jake Paul fans. And then he asked him, can you beat him? He said, oh, easy.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say his actual thing, but he said, yeah, easy.
Yeah.
But there's always gonna be haters on Jake Paul too. Think about it. You beat Mike Tyson, even though it's Mike Tyson, they're gonna be like, oh, he's older.
Oh yeah,
you're only fighting retired boxers.
Yeah. Or Mike Tyson let him win.
He was paid off.
Or he was paid off, or he wasn't taking it seriously.
Yeah, because it's Jake Paul.
Because you're a YouTube boxer. Yeah, And I feel like that's how all his fights have been. Honestly, like they're really not really taking that seriously. Well, I guess the other opponent didn't really take it that seriously.
Yeah, no, of course not.
And I don't know. Yeah, it's just, you can take it either way. But again, like I said, it's.
But talking about YouTube boxing, this is a little off topic. KSI, do you know who KSI is?
Yeah, the
black YouTube boxer.
Yeah,
he's part of the Sidemen, which is one of my favorite YouTube channels.
Yeah, he's from the UK, I think.
Yeah, he's from the UK. He lost to Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury to me is a nobody. I don't know who he was. So to me, that is pretty like, oh my gosh, KSI lost. KSI was talking so much trash and all this kind of stuff, and he actually ended up losing. So I'm seeing like the underdog kind of lose here. That's why maybe Jake Paul he's gonna take him out. I don't know. Like I said, I really don't care. I'm gonna tune in because it's pretty entertaining.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I don't really care about the outcome because I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But speaking of entertainment,
good segue here. I like it.
Well, we'll work on it.
Our segues are gonna get better.
Yeah.
Period.
We'll work on it.
Yeah. Period.
Honestly, I just want to zip through these last two. We could talk about the other one next time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because we've been here for a minute, honestly, and it doesn't feel that much. We're almost at 2 hours. We're almost at 2 hours. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
thanks for everybody that's still here, that's still watching. I don't know how many people are watching or that are still interested in what we're saying.
Yeah, I know.
But shout out to y'all.
35 views, bro. I'm actually kind of like, what?
Yeah. Even if it is like people just popping in and saying hi, just that It's great.
Yeah, and give us questions for next time too.
Oh yeah,
I want to
definitely.
hear something, a topic that maybe you want to have another opinion on, or if you want some advice from two knuckleheads that wanted to start a podcast. Hey,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
here. We're here for you.
Definitely. But the Oscars are this weekend.
Yes, the Oscars are coming up.
They're this weekend. Sunday at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Central Time.
Hopefully this time nobody gets slapped,
Oh yeah. No, yeah. Hopefully.
right? Because like
Yeah.
freaking. Oh, okay. Well, let's go to that real quick. Will
The-
Smith, Chris Rock.
Will Smith, Chris Rock.
Kudos to. I know this is a long time ago. I know.
Well,
Have
when
you
was
seen
that?
Will Smith's apology video?
I don't think
He
I
came
have.
out with an apology video like 4 months ago. To what happened a couple. Was it a couple years ago now?
Let me look that up. Will Smith. 20.
Like
Wait.
2020. Yeah, last year.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, was it the
That-
2022?
I think that's when they
Oscars?
talked about it.
Oh, okay.
Let me. Chris Rock.
Will Smith.
Oh wait, no.
It's the slapping incident. When was it?
Uh,
okay, yeah, it was in 2022.
2022.
So a
Yeah,
couple
the
years ago
94th.
now.
Yeah, so yeah, 2 years ago.
And he literally came out with like an apology video. I think it was like half a year ago.
And that that is crazy to me. And at the time, and I mean, I don't know if it's still controversial, but a lot of people were, yeah, it was really controversial talk about like what Will Smith did was right or wrong, you know.
Completely wrong.
And I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, there's no question why is people like people's morals nowadays is really out the window, like between like right or wrong.
Yeah.
And so what he did, I mean, sure, like Chris Rock made a joke. He made it, and he's a comedian, you know.
Guess what? It's a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke, and it wasn't that bad. I don't think it was that bad.
People laughed.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you pan that when they pan to the camera to Will Smith's wife, she's also kind of giggling or laughing. Kind of doing the cool
At the beginning, yeah, I saw it. She was giggling. She was like smiling and all.
like she was like, oh, okay, you know, that's just funny because he made a comment about, or the joke was about her hair, pretty much. Like,
about her condition, right?
Yeah,
That she alopecia.
Well, not necessarily her condition, but I mean, I guess it's because of that. But just comment about like
The next G.I. Joe.
the G.I. Jane, which is like kind of like I guess referencing like she looks like a man, I guess, in a sense, because she's bald. You know, she's bald. You know, and so just like a light. You know, I mean, if you know. Like joke and everything wasn't that bad because even Chris Rock was like I'm sorry, you know.
Yeah.
I had to, you know, it's a joke, and yeah, the camera pans to her, she's giggling a little bit. I think it even pans to Will Smith, and he kind of laughs a little bit too.
Yeah, he does.
And so, and then next thing you know, like he's walking up, and then he just slaps Chris.
Boom.
I honestly, when I first saw that clip, I didn't like it. Yeah, you see him slap him, but like I'm like, it didn't look that bad, or like. Because that was the thing, like, was it real or not? You know,
I thought
was it staged?
it was very shocking.
Yeah.
To me.
And at the moment, I was like, "What just happened? Like,
Yeah.
like what did he do? What did he?" Because I just couldn't believe it because like it was live and Will Smith assaulted Chris Rock pretty much in front of the whole world, And so, yeah, I feel like that could have been settled differently.
Differently,
yeah.
very much
Very
differently. And I'm not trying to get into like who she is. But the way that she's treated Will Smith over the years,
that too. Like,
I don't think
that's another can of worms.
But
like,
I mean, and we forgot to say that Happy International Women's Day.
Oh yes,
to all of the women watching, to mothers, to aunties, to
the main creators of us all.
Basically,
the main creators. Yes.
I mean, scientifically.
I mean,
no. But they do go through the pains of labor to give us amazing doctors and musicians and knuckleheads doing podcasts these days.
Yes,
they're the reason we're here technically.
Because
Jesus and them. Yes. So happy International Women's Day to all of you. We love each and every one of you.
We love women here.
We do love women.
We love women.
I love my woman.
But no, that whole thing was just crazy. It was just crazy incident. But now this year, hopefully nobody gets
slaps. No.
I mean,
assaults.
last time no slaps.
Yeah.
I did like that they did joke about it a little bit. Will Smith is officially not allowed to the Oscars anymore.
Yeah.
That was a thing
that
too.
Was good.
Even,
But okay, so talk about the Oscars. What do we got this year?
all right,
What do we
so I'll go through, I guess, the main ones. Oh, let me see. Let me go to where is the main? Because I want to see the like best motion picture. Best picture.
Best
So-
picture. So what do we got here?
Just looking off the bat, have
Uh,
you seen any of these?
Okay, so I'm gonna read them off from here. American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro,
Yeah.
Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. Those are the best picture.
Yeah.
And I have seen none of them. This year's trash.
I don't know if it's embarrassing to say or not, but I mean it was a good movie.
Guys.
But
Okay,
I
out
did-
of all the
well-
ones I just named in the comments, y'all put. I'm not watching Barbie. I know my girl's gonna put to go watch Barbie. I'm not gonna watch it.
That actually, that's the only movie I watched.
You watched
I
Barbie.
watched it, and
Okay, but I'm gonna give it to you. A lot of people did.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's a bad.
the
thing.
reason why though, during because of the whole Barbieheimer thing, because Oppenheimer, Oppenheimer
Barbie.
was also released that weekend.
Yes.
We were going to go see the movies. I think me and my brother and sister, we were going to go see the movie. We were going to go see movies, and we were. I think my sister wanted to. She wanted to go mainly too, and she said, "If we go, I can pay." And and so like, which movie do you want to see? Because it was between Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
But honestly, me and my brother were like, "Well, if you're gonna pay, you can choose." And she said, "Well, if I choose, we're gonna go see Barbie." I'm like,
Oh my
"Well,
gosh.
okay, then we'll buy
Free
the
movie.
tickets." Yeah, free movie.
Free movie.
And so yeah, we went to go see it, and I have mixed feelings about it being
A best
a
picture.
nominee for best.
Okay.
I have a little mixed feeling because
But dude, you do know it's probably gonna win
yeah,
because of the clout it had. Think about it.
yeah. I mean,
Everybody.
I've heard of a few of these movies, so it's not out of the picture in a sense. But
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I have mixed feelings because I feel like the only reason it's on here, I looked it up actually, how they get nominated, like these movies and all that.
Yeah.
And obviously it's the Academy. The Academy, they pick it. But who is in the Academy? And I come to find out is like, obviously there's members in the Academy, but it's derived, or the members are pretty much actors and actresses, you know, and filmmakers and directors and all that derive the Academy. And so it kind of bothers me because I feel like the actors or actresses that nominated Barbie is because of the hype, you know?
Because of the hype.
And
Yeah.
I mean,
But I also think about it as a person. The only two that I know on there are Oppenheimer and Barbie. So if they would have done Best Picture for 2023?
yeah, well, get this though. Oppenheimer is not nominated for Best Picture.
It's not.
It's not nominated.
Wait,
for
so how
Best-
is it up there?
Oh wait, no, yeah, it is. Never mind. Sorry.
So,
I was
yeah,
thinking-
that's why I saw it.
Yeah, I was thinking of something else. Yeah, sorry about that. I was thinking about another category.
Guys, okay, in the comments, I want y'all to put which movie you think should win for Best Picture. Whether it be Barbie or one that we did not name. Tell me which one that you think.
Yeah. But I'll say this: Barbie in itself was a good movie in the sense of, it was a fun movie. I feel like because I mean,
We got to see Ryan Gosling shirtless. I'm just kidding.
but it was to me it was more of like a comedy. Like it was a comedy, and there was some like, sure, the like one of the main things about it was about like I don't know how to say this.
I heard that it was about like a good bit about it was like women empowerment.
Yes, yeah, and it's not a bad thing. Like how I feel like a lot of like the conservative, like right wing people, like took it too far. And because when I saw it, I'm like, because they clearly made it like jokingly, like whenever it came between the two. Because spoilers, I don't know, like
No,
that's a big thing too about here. Like this is spoilers, like
Yeah,
everything, spoilers,
it's the
everything.
spoiler.
So if you don't like spoilers, I'm sorry.
cover your ears.
But I mean, I feel like it's not really that big of a spoiler. But anyways, but one of the the women empowerment thing, like that, because there's a thing between the Kens and the Barbies. So it's like the split, divide and everything. And so whenever they come to the real world, Ken like realizes, oh, like the men are in power here in the real world, and so it's kind of a joking thing and it's funny. There's a whole montage.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Okay.
It's really funny. Like it's like he sees all these advertisements like that show off men and everything in power. Like they're like obviously lawyers, doctors, and everything, and he thinks he can do all that. And he goes like to there's one scene like like in part of the montage he goes to a hospital and he like asks like a doctor, which is a woman, and he asks like, oh, where's the doctor, or like I want to be want to be one. And then she's like, well, I'm doctor. No, not you. Like, where's like a male doctor or something? Yeah. It's kind of funny. It's really funny, and so yeah, it's that whole kind of like I guess topic of like women in power, like and kind of misogynist type of deal and everything. There's that message going in, but clearly in a funny way. And obviously at the end, Barbie kind of gives the whole spiel about like women, or like her being herself and everything, or like it's not wrong to be different, and all that.
Of course, and it's not.
And so, but for it to be Best Picture,
that's wrong.
Like it is kind of it's. The reason why I have mixed feelings is because I feel like, why is Barbie on there when a lot of other like say, well, because I'm a big fan of like superhero movies, like like the Marvel movies, DC movies, and all that.
That's another topic we need for the next podcast. Is a Marvel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And so, so I have mixed feelings because I feel like some of the Marvel movies are good. Could have been like put up for Best Picture in a sense, but instead like these more like sci-fi, science fiction, or action movies are kind of set to aside. Well, they're part of the Oscars, but they're more in the visual effects category, not in the Best Picture category. And so it does kind of have mixed feelings about Barbie, but at the same time too, I feel like I hope it's like like the door is opening up for more variety of like movies or genres, and so
go. You know which one I want to talk about?
Which one?
Go up to if you go up, go to best music score.
Music, yeah. Is it original song?
Oh no, go back up. Original scores. What do we got? Okay, Oppenheimer's on here. American Fiction. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny's on here.
John
Poor
Williams,
Things and Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yep.
I'm a big original score man. Was it a good?
Oppenheimer, I think will probably win. I didn't see that one, but I can probably.
You can see Oppenheimer being the one.
I can give a good guess and everything.
Yeah.
A lot of other the nominees. I guess Best Actor. Let's see, Best Leading Role.
Actor in the leading. Okay,
actor in the leading role.
Bradley Cooper.
Coleman Domingo.
Rustin. Paul Giamatti.
Giamatti. I guess.
The Holdovers.
Cillian Murphy. Jeffrey Wright.
I feel like I can see Cillian.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy. I feel like because I think Oppenheimer has the most nominees on here, and I feel like they'll probably take it.
We have a couple Marvels here. We have Robert Downey Jr. and Mark Ruffalo up for actor in a supporting role.
Yeah. So that's another thing too. I feel like a misconception between like superhero films, because a lot of actors, or even like other actors that do like more like dramas or kind of more, I guess you could say, prestigious films.
Yeah.
They do say that comment of like, I wouldn't do a superhero film because that'll get my career down. But you see Robert Downey Jr. He's
RDJ, man.
Yeah, he's
Iron Man.
He is Iron Man.
He's him.
Yep. And then Mark Ruffalo.
Timothy Jones.
And Mark Ruffalo on there too.
The Hulk. Yeah.
He's a Hulk. Yeah. So big,
all right, let's see. Okay, and who we got actress in the leading role? We have Emma Stone. I'm surprised
Emma Stone, Poor Things,
that Margot Robbie's not there.
Yeah, and so that was a big thing about that they that was a big kind of controversy. Well, I guess not controversy, but like it was a big deal.
Like a discussion.
Because they saw that she wasn't nominated for Best Actress. Yeah, because Barbie's Big Picture, but actress, she's not on there.
And I see Emma Stone's on there. Yeah. And Emily. Okay, sorry, I just saw the actress in a supporting role. If you go down to the next one, Emily Blunt. I absolutely love Emily Blunt.
Big thing about but
America
Barbie
Ferrera.
she was in Barbie, and she's actually she was nominated for
a supporting role.
Yeah. which is
Wow.
which I feel like that's cool for like Latinos and everything.
Yeah,
Latinos
good.
because I feel like the
Vamos,
Latino
Latinos,
culture
hispanos.
is coming back. You know, it's becoming a big thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
becoming a big thing.
Oh, and y'all don't get scared si hablamos un poquito de español. If we talk a little bit of Spanish, we
Oh
just,
yeah.
can y'all shout out my dog? Shout out Vinny. That's his bark is so annoying, but I love you, Vinny. That's Alex's dog. I just saw that on the. What does Claire say?
Barbie, come on.
I knew she was going to. Okay, babe. All right, babe.
It's like I said, it's funny. It's to me
it's-
it's like a comedy.
It's a comedy
drama.
It's
I
a
guess.
comedy. Period.
Comedy-
It's a
I don't
comedy
know.
movie.
It's funny.
Okay, so we're
it's good.
talking about actors in the leading role, actresses in supporting roles, and all this great Oscar talk. The new Fantastic Four movie is coming out.
Yes, the new Fantastic Four.
And they have announced the Fantastic Four cast.
Yes, they have.
Brother, when I saw Pedro Pascal's name,
Oh yeah.
for a second it hit me. I was like, I don't see him playing a superhero role, something like an action role. And then it hit me. Pedro Pascal played freaking Joel.
Yes, he was in The Last
In
of
The
Us.
Last
He
of
was
Us.
in The Last of
In The
Us,
Last
yeah.
of Us.
Recently.
Yeah, in the real life remake of the video game.
Yeah, the live action. Yeah.
If y'all don't
Show.
know what The Last of Us is, it was an HBO Max exclusive. It was just for HBO Max, and it's about a video game on PlayStation 4. To me, one of the best video games that PlayStation 4 has. That one, and to me, God of War is
one of my favorite games. Yeah, Last of Us.
Definitely.
One of my favorite games.
And they made a remake of it, like a real life
They did
imitation of it.
the live action adaptation.
adaptation of it. And Pedro Pascal played one of them.
Yeah.
The main character
Good.
was Joel.
Yeah.
He played Joel. He did an incredible job.
Yeah.
I think Pedro
Yeah.
Pascal did an incredible job as Joel.
That I feel like a lot of people were surprised when he was casted for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I kind of saw it when I saw, especially when you see the trailers for it. It was I could see it. I could have seen it.
Yeah. So we got for the Fantastic Four, we have Vanessa Kirby. If y'all have seen the Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw with The Rock and Jason Statham,
Yeah.
she plays Jason Statham's sister
Yeah.
in Hobbs and Shaw. So she's going to be playing Miss Fantastic. Or what's her name?
Invisible Woman.
Invisible Woman.
Yeah. Sue Storm.
Sue Storm.
Mhm.
So she plays Sue Storm. And then we have, this is actually one of my favorite castings right here.
Oh,
Because I feel like it's going to be a perfect, because Chris Evans played the first one. I don't know if you remember the
Yeah,
Sony
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Chris Evans played
Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm.
He played Human Torch. Yeah.
the Human Torch. So now we have Joseph Quinn, who played Eddie in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Long-haired guitarist guy.
Yeah, the recent season of Stranger Things. Yeah, beloved character.
I absolutely loved him in Stranger Things. To me, that was an absolute just amazing.
But
Yeah, Joseph Quinn, to me, that was a great casting.
so now he'll be playing Johnny Storm,
Yeah.
aka the Human Torch. But yeah, Pedro Pascal again playing Mr. Fantastic. Reed Richards. You mentioned he played Joel from Last of Us, but he's also the Mandalorian from the Star Wars show. Mandalorian.
I haven't seen it. Don't hurt me, but I actually never saw the Mandalorian. I wasn't a Star Wars guy.
One of my favorite Star Wars shows, honestly. Like one of the best things that they've recently brought out for Star Wars
Was the Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian is really cool. Obviously, the whole Baby Yoda, the Baby Yoda
that was
thing.
the biggest meme of like
the
2020.
the biggest meme. But yeah, it's a great show, Mandalorian. I recommend it. I really recommend it.
Yeah, he did a great job. What's that movie that Pedro Pascal is in the car with Nicolas Cage and he does the smiling?
Oh
meme?
yeah.
Do you know what meme that is? I don't even know what movie that is, but that's like the meme that I've been seeing on TikTok and on Reels.
See.
I actually don't have TikTok. So for those who don't know.
Yeah, I know it's. He was on Game of Thrones, by the way, too. Pedro
Was
Pascal.
he?
Yeah, he had. He obviously. Well, I don't know if it's obvious or spoiler. Game of Thrones only has been out for like years now, but he dies in it.
No.
I mean, everybody dies.
No.
And
Yeah, everybody.
I feel like
kinda
everybody dies in Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
You're the favorite. Like my favorite character in season 1 dies at the end of the season, so it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's right here.
Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
And
What
Nicolas
movie is
Cage.
that?
The Unbearable Weight of a Massive Talent. And that movie, I've only seen like clips and like
I've only seen that big meme where they're in the car and he smiles.
Yeah,
And
but
Nicolas Cage is
it
staring.
looks like a fun movie.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna Okay, and then we got I think this is the Thing. He plays the Thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
he plays the Thing, aka Ben Grimm.
Yes.
Ebon Moss Baccarat. Baccarat. I
Let's
think
see
that's
if you
how you say
butchered that. I don't know.
but I'm sorry if I'm sorry if I butchered.
So his face looks familiar. I looked it up the other day when we talked about it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
where is he from?
So I know him from the Hulu the FX show The Bear.
The Bear.
The Bear. He plays crap. I love that show a lot.
And then he plays with calling him Lip. Oh, I know him. Yeah, because of No Hard Feelings. That's how I remember him.
yeah.
But he played with the actor Lip Gallagher. He played. I don't know if you've ever seen what's it called, Shameless. The actor who plays Lip Gallagher.
Yeah.
He's the main character in The Bear. What's his name?
Really?
Didn't he win an award in the Oscars last year?
Who?
The guy who played Lip Gallagher. The guy in
Jeremy
Bear.
Allen White.
Jeremy Allen White.
I don't
Yes.
think so, but recently they had the Golden Globes and
Is that where he won something?
yeah, he won pretty much The Bear, the series, like all the
Yeah,
actors,
yeah.
The actors, they won.
Yeah.
They won like
That's
they
what.
swept.
That's what I saw.
I.
Absolutely love Jeremy Allen White. By the way,
Yeah,
one of my
he's-
favorite actors.
Yeah, and I recommend also The Bear. The Bear is
Watch
great.
The Bear. It's an incredible show.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I love it. All the actors actually is great. Some cool cameos, some of them there. Yeah, if you like cooking shows, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not really.
Yeah.
It emphasizes some cooking shows and like it's. I feel like it's like it's like all the FX shows.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen like Atlanta. Atlanta's one of them with Donald Glover. Like it's kind of that kind of stylist, and even Dave, which
Dave with the rapper.
Yeah, the rapper.
His name
is a Lil Dicky.
Lil Dicky. Yeah.
Even that show, it kind of has that aesthetic in the sense of like suspense and I don't know. I don't know what's up with those FX shows, but for me, like they're all like comedy-esque. The Bear isn't though. The Bear is like really drama, but it's similar in the same sense of like you really like like really get into the characters and like you really like get to love them and everything.
Yeah.
And like in each episode, for some reason, and it's for like all the except like these shows, original shows, and it's like it stresses you out. Like the whole episode stresses you out, or like you don't want anything bad to happen to them. And like throughout the episode, you think something bad is gonna happen at the end, but then it just like nothing really happens.
Yeah.
It's just like okay, that happened. Next
Kept you on your
episode.
edge of the seat.
So yeah, it's really
edge of your seat
it's
just
weird.
for that.
It's weird but it's good. It's a good feeling. I don't know.
Did I see Jake Gyllenhaal's face on the casting?
Yeah, but I don't know.
Dude, Jake Gyllenhaal, is he gonna be in the movie?
Honestly, I think.
And Antonio Banderas is there.
Well,
I don't know if that may be real.
I don't think these are accurate. I know because they officially announced the four main characters. The actors and actors that are going to play them. But anything else, I think it's a speculation at this point.
Okay.
I think they just have them there.
So this Fantastic Four, do we know anything about who's going to be playing like is it going to be the Silver Surfer? Is it going to be Doctor Doom? I know Doctor Doom's going to be there for sure.
So yeah, that's a big. I've heard a lot of things about like who like just speculation. Just because as of right now, there's no like clear story or like plot of the movie. It's just they just showed. So all they did was actually to advertise it was they showed it. I think it was on Valentine's Day. I think they announced it, but it was kind of like a Valentine's card type of deal.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it to show you.
Yeah, do it.
Let's see.
I love how Alex is just raging in our comments about stuff. I love it.
Nice. We love.
We
it.
had our whole anime talk, Alex. If you want to go
you
back
missed that. Yeah. Well, yeah, you can go back.
You can go back and watch. It's gonna be there. We did talk about a good bit about anime.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, Rip to the Goat.
Yes, Rip to the
Dragon
Goat.
Ball.
Let's see if I can see this. But yeah, it's like kind of a Valentine's Day card. Like it's like Happy Valentine's from the family. Yeah, here it is. You can see it. Like see, it's like Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, dude, that's lit. Oh, yeah. I saw that.
Yeah.
That and I was so confused because I was like, why are they doing the Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
And I was so confused, but then you told me about it, and I kind of remember not just seeing that.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It was sorry, I'm looking at the stream, making sure. But to me, it was interesting when I saw it too because I thought it was like fan art. I thought it was fan art or something.
Yeah.
Because
same.
Because the again, the casting wasn't announced then, and there was speculation. It was still honestly, this whole cast, that the official cast, was all speculation at the time. Still, like it wasn't officially announced by Marvel that this is the cast, but people were talking that Pedro Pascal is going to be the new Mr. Fantastic.
And I'm not gonna lie, disappointed that John Krasinski is. I'm being the Office fan. I am
technically he is in the multiverse.
In the multiverse with Doctor Strange. Yes,
yeah,
but he's not
a variant.
playing.
He is a variant of Mr. Fantastic.
But to me, that he's not playing that. And I saw the teaser one, which was John Krasinski, Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, it's gonna be the greatest.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four because of A Quiet Place all over again.
That was like a fan casting. Like
Dang it,
all the
man.
fans wanted that.
That would have been a great
They kind of they kind of did that with the multiverse madness. The whole hint of like, hey, Marvel is listening to the fans in that sense.
But Pedro Pascal is gonna do good. I can tell he's gonna do a great job.
So when I saw the whole Guess Valentine card with the actors, and I thought it was like a fan edit, because if you look at it, it kind of looks photoshopped, their faces, which obviously it is.
Yeah.
But I didn't really take it seriously until like I saw like Marvel posted. I'm like, wait a minute, this is real.
Yeah,
and so
real.
they officially announced the casting. And so again, with the speculation, that's it. This is the only media or anything to do with Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And so people have looked into it, the image.
I was about to say there's an astronaut.
And so that's Ben Grimm. That's the actor.
Okay.
And he turns into the Thing, which
Yeah.
is the yellow rock
The
monster.
yellow rock monster.
Yeah. And
A
so
rock lobster. Sorry, that's a Family Guy reference.
Yeah. And so they all are looking at this, because in the photo it's the family, the first family, as they're noted. As they're called, because the Fantastic Four was the actual first group before the Avengers in the comics.
I remember
they were the first group in the comics. Whenever it was first released, and they're quoted to be as the first family. And so if you look closely, the Thing, he's reading a Times magazine, and people have uncovered this Time magazines, and the cover, it's from the 60s, I think. And so people are thinking that the movie is going to be set in the 60s. So in the past, not in the future.
And I can see their clothing. I can see like the stuff around them.
the aesthetic.
It looks like it's going to be from the older.
Yeah. And so I can believe that, but I mean, it could go either or, because with how Marvel movies are now, like, it is kind of tough because they've established a whole universe, with all the movies in it. And it is kind of weird to, when you're wanting to add new characters or new heroes, it is kind of weird to add them, because the question will come up of like, well, because another thing was that when they're going to supposedly, one thing that they did say about the movie was that the Fantastic Four are already established heroes. So it's not an origin story.
Yeah, no.
These guys are already heroes.
Yeah.
And so it is kind of weird to put them in the MCU, because like there's the question of like, well, where have you guys been when all this stuff has been happening?
This stuff has been going on.
And so
like the Chitauri attack on New York, or
and,
Ultron, or
Thanos, obviously,
Loki, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and so I could see them do it like in the past, like the 60s, and everything.
Yeah.
And so there is speculation that it could be in the past, and there's one theory that supposedly it's in the past, which I feel like it's I hope, or not hope, but I wouldn't mind them doing it, which is like it's in the past, but in an alternate dimension, in another dimension, because they're doing the whole multiverse
thing. Yeah,
and so I could see them, because the whole like this new phase of MCU, their end game is supposedly the Secret Wars.
That's pretty good, by the way.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. So it's Secret Wars, and which is, if you're not familiar with that comic, it's pretty much that comic run is pretty much all the heroes from all the dimensions pretty much coming to the same world and everything, and they fight it out. In this battle world. And at the end of it, when like the heroes save the day and everything, the multiverse kind of like all the heroes and everything kind of combine into one universe, one solid universe. And so that's how Miles Morales in the comics was able to hang out with Peter Parker, because originally Miles Morales was in another universe,
Yeah.
and Peter Parker is in his own universe.
Just like
But now,
in the Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield,
Yeah, kinda
where they
that-
all came together.
yeah, kind of that thing. But the Secret Wars would be all the universes would be connected, and so that kind of deal.
Yeah.
And so I could see that they could do this Fantastic Four in the '60s in another universe, and like I could see them do it like the Fantastic Four movie. They set it up, and they don't need to explain or reference any of the past movies.
No.
And the only time it'll be referenced is at the end, like the end credit scene.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they could show like they found another dimension, or
Mhm.
something's going on. They have to go something like that.
Which, speaking of other dimensions, I kind of want to go through the castings of what we got compared to the old ones, because we have like Jessica Alba, Chris Evans,
Yeah.
Lowen Griffith, who played the old guys, and Michael Chiklis, who played the first Ben Grimm,
Yeah.
bald guy. So
Yes.
like we've got Pedro Pascal. I think that's to not gonna lie. The first movies were incredible, like the Rise of the Silver Surfer with the one with Doctor Doom.
To me, the first Fantastic Four. Well, I mean, again, like it's like seeing them now. They're okay. They're okay.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
but obviously, you know how. But I mean, the first one was fun. I liked it. But the second one was. I mean, it was okay. It was kind of their way of. I mean,
They did
the
the- they
sequel.
did the
you
movie.
know, their sequel.
Like you think about all these Sony created movies, superhero. Like you have the Fantastic Four, you have the Incredible Hulk.
Mm.
It's like these first. You have which the Spider-Man as well with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
This was all made from Sony.
Yeah.
And you have their movies which were good, and they got better. Because you started with the Fantastic Four, you went on to the Incredible Hulk, and then you went on to Superman. Is that Quick Flash? That's going to be John David. What is he saying about Miles Morales?
Miles Morales was not supposed to be Spider-Man. Well,
Which now there's the evil Miles Morales Spider-Man too.
so he's referencing. I'm assuming he's referencing the Into the Spider-Verse, the
Yeah.
animated one,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
That's that whole storyline, which is also crazy. That's that's another thing that we could talk about probably, but yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't supposed to be. Well, spoiler, I guess.
Spoilers if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, he's talking about that
Yeah.
that movie. But I mean, I guess I'm talking about the comics in a sense, where the when that Secret Wars issue and everything, they come together, and then
No, yeah, and so I'm seeing like, I'm not gonna lie, the Jessica Alba playing Sue Storm.
Yeah.
I feel like just because I haven't seen her in enough, the new one,
yeah,
the new actress,
Yeah.
that she was good in Hobbs and Shaw, but when I think of Sue Storm, I think of Jessica Alba. And then Chris Evans, I think Joseph Quinn's gonna do an incredible job because of the way Joseph Quinn can just like act silly. In Stranger Things as Eddie, he acted that way. And Chris Evans playing Human Torch, he was young, he was quirky, he was real just like, I'm the man, I'm him, right? And I feel like he can bring that to the table.
Because I mean, I like the casting. I like the casting.
I do
because
too. Yeah.
I feel like they'll bring out more of the characters, and I feel like I feel like the Fantastic Four has more to offer.
Oh yeah. And out of all the superhero franchises, to me, their villains have always been my favorite. Doctor Doom, Silver Surfer, they've always been like one of my favorite villains.
Yeah, so that's another thing, speculating who the villain is for this new one. But yeah, they have a few villains that they can face off against. I don't know, Doctor Doom is one, but a lot of people don't really want him yet, because they do want because Doctor Doom is like he's a big deal in the Marvel comics in general, because he's he's pretty much the I guess like the leader, dictator, whatever of his own country.
Yeah, he is.
And he's very he's on par with intelligence with Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, which in the comics, Mr. Fantastic is one of the smartest people on Earth, you know, in that continuity, and so the reasoning also, a lot of people don't want him, or want him to be more fleshed out in this time in the MCU because Doctor Doom actually has a bigger role to play in Secret Wars. He has a bigger role to play in the comics, and so they would like that to be translated in, I guess, the movies and all. And I think that'd be cool. Yeah. Silver Surfer. He might.
I feel like it would be cool to have him to be the first one, and then if end up Fantastic Four gets another one.
Yeah, because then like Silver Surfer is like. He's not really a villain. He's like more of like a slave, I guess.
Because
he works with Galactus, which is the main. He's the villain. Galactus
isn't he going to be like the main villain in Secret Wars? Wasn't he going to be one of the main villains in Secret Wars?
No, because I feel like he could be I feel like they could do it him as a villain for this movie, honestly.
Okay.
Because honestly, in the comics and everything, he is like menacing and all, but when it comes to like, I guess you could say the power leveling of the heroes and villains, I mean, he is like menacing and like he's like a giant cosmic being that eats planets. He is technically kind of defeated easily in the comics. There's not much story in the comics and everything.
Okay.
Not a lot of. So
it'd be like a good first.
So it could
round one.
Yeah, and to kind of also introduce us to the Fantastic Four to like this is like a good team. This is a good team and everything.
And this is a Marvel adaptation. This isn't.
Yes, the MCU. This is the Marvel, Disney. Yeah, Disney, Marvel. This is there.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they I'm not gonna say recently because it's been already years already that they've acquired Fox and I think it was just Fox Studios. They've acquired other studios, but Fox, which they had the rights to. They have the rights to X-Men. And the Fantastic Four, and so they were able to get them.
You tell me about X-Men. If they ever try to redo a movie of the X-Men, I can't see it not being Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've seen the trailers, but the new Deadpool 3 movie
it has him in it.
Yeah, Wolverine. Yes, because it's Deadpool Wolverine, so they're added.
Yes. But it's Hugh Jackman, so good job to the Deadpool creators and the casting for that. But I'm excited for the new Fantastic Four. The casting to me is very good.
Yeah, I love the casting.
I really do enjoy who they put as a casting. Happy Valentine's Day from the family, Fantastic Four. Hope you had a good Valentine's Day this year. If you were single, it's okay. You'll have next year.
Unfortunately, I worked during that day.
Imagine.
Well, I mean, I don't have a partner yet.
I think I also did work that day, but then I had dinner.
Yes, you did.
With her, I think.
Anyways.
So,
let's see how long we've been going. 2:30. Dang.
Guys, we appreciate all of you.
Who
are still watching, who are still here,
yes.
who listen to us ramble on about our different topics. We talked about a good amount of stuff today.
Oh yeah.
We rambled off and we did good.
Yeah. Honestly, we kind of rushed through the entertainment stuff, but I mean, covered all the bases.
You do have a dog, John David. You do have a dog. His name is Vinny. He's very cute. I have 2 dogs. You have 2 dogs. Let's real quick. We didn't say this about ourselves. I do have a little brother. His name is Caleb. He's probably still watching. And I have 2 little dogs, Jules and Vincent. That's all I got to say. And then you, talk about your.
I have 4 siblings, 2 brothers, 2 sisters, and yes, we have pets too. We have 2 dogs. They're my brother's dogs. We have a few cats, my sister's cats, and I have a turtle.
He does have a turtle.
I have one little turtle. It's been with me since I was 5 years old, and I am 27 now, so going to turn 28.
He's been taking good care of him.
Yeah. He's still with me.
Yeah. Turtles live. You used the wrong "you're" there, John David. It's YOU.
You're welcome.
YOU apostrophe RE.
Yes, it is my welcome. This is my
sorry.
welcome.
Sorry. Let's see if.
Okay.
I don't think he cares.
Wait.
But this was a great first episode pilot. I think we talked about everything we kind of wanted to talk about.
Yes,
we gave you our introductions. We gave you a little bit of everything of what you should expect for the next couple of episodes, maybe of what we'll talk about.
Yeah.
And guys, please leave us questions and advice stuff in the comments.
Ninja Turtles.
We could talk about that. We could talk about.
Yeah, we talk about it. But yeah, leave comments anywhere on the video.
Follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram. The Sabes official. Yatu Sabes Pod official.
Yeah.
On Instagram. Follow us on Instagram, any other socials.
I have Facebook, but that's for the older generation.
I have Instagram, I have TikTok, OZA Music on all of them. YouTube channel also OZA Music, and also on Apple Music, Spotify, all that. I've, like, just thinking of all this stuff, I'm like, man, we have a lot to talk about.
And if y'all ever want to, I know the people mostly watching are people that we know from church or that we know in our personal lives. If y'all ever want to either be on the podcast or see someone that we know on here, let us know. Put it in
let us
here.
know.
We are definitely. I like the background. John David is gonna love this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
him, Christian,
thank you.
Alex, they're gonna.
This is me and my brother's kind of collection. We going on. This is not even all of it. This is some, but yeah.
This is the.
And so, like I said, there was more stuff I could do on this on OBS and everything to show you guys, like the videos and everything.
Thank you, Chio.
Oh, thank you,
Chio.
Chio. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
But yeah, there's more stuff I could. I mean, next time hopefully I'll have it up and running so we can show you actually like the stuff that we were seeing, like
when we looked up the Valentine's Day stuff, and the casting, we actually could have showed you.
Yeah, we could show. So, but
it didn't want to subscribe to the Ya Tu Sabes podcast.
Unfortunately, not today. Today it was acting up.
Yeah, it did.
But hopefully next time that'll go smoother. Smoothly. I was trying to say smoothly and smoother at the same time.
Put them together. Smoothlier. Guys, I hope it goes smoothly next time.
Yes,
and
hopefully.
Expect us on Thursdays at 7.
Yeah, Thursday at 7. Again, follow the Instagram page.
That's
where the updates will be. And I'll see if I can make some reels from this. I don't know, some clips maybe.
Yeah,
or if y'all can do some clips maybe from this.
Our dumbest moments or funniest moments or
I don't know. We'll see.
Deepest
moments. What comes out.
We'll see what comes out.
Again, this is just the beginning. Hopefully there'll be many more to come.
Yeah.
And with that, Ya Tu Sabes.
Ya Tu Sabes.
Ya Tu Sabes.
All right, y'all have a great night, and we'll see y'all in the next one.
Peace.